been 3 years since he texts back.
We are live right now, and our brother Joey Coco Diaz is in Chicago tonight. If you are lucky to get tickets to his show at Zany's in Rosemont, Illinois. It's not technically Chicago, right? How far away is that?
Rosemont, it's like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Just outside.
That's where Joey is, and he's filming tonight for CISO. CISO is exactly some new thing that Doug Stanhope has a special on CISO. Now Joey has a special on CISO, and apparently it's like NBC's doing something, something that NBC's doing.
Well, Netflix is giving apparently $40 million to Chris Rock. So.
What?
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What?
$40 million for 2 specials.
Jesus.
That's fucking insane.
Jesus.
That's $20 million a special.
That's a record.
Yeah, I
sure.
would say. They got into a bidding war with HBO apparently for like...
wow.
HBO went up to $30 million, then Netflix said, fuck you, here's 40.
Holy shit, Netflix is balling.
Yeah, but now I feel gypped.
Netflix is out of control right now, but so is HBO. I've been watching Westworld. Have you watched Westworld
Is that
yet?
on HBO?
Yeah. Holy
that's
shit,
where it is.
It's good.
I've heard about it, but I thought it was like on CBS or something.
Good.
Yeah?
It's good. Yeah.
That's where they go into that weird, like a fake world and robots and shit?
Yeah, it's based on that 1973 movie with Yul Brynner. Westworld.
Good old Yule.
Yeah, which was basically the same kind of movie. It was basically the same as the show. How many times did I say basically in the first 5 minutes? But what it was is it's, so people can go and have like a fantasy and live in the Wild West. But obviously the robots don't play and they start malfunctioning. And that's where I'm in episode 2. Shit's starting to get weird.
Kind of like Cowboy Logan's Run.
Logan's Run. Wow, I don't even remember that.
Really? You don't remember Logan's Run?
I barely remember. I'm
I
trying to remember.
Logan's Run when I was a kid.
What was Logan's Run? Was it a series or was it a movie?
It was a series. I think it was a movie and then it became a series. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, wow. I remember the poster. Welcome to the 23rd century. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
It's so weird what they thought we were going to be living like. Like, do you remember Space 1999?
Oh, yeah. I remember everything was... I remember when I was breakdancing in 1984, there was a move called the 1990 where you jumped onto one... You remember that move? You jumped on one hand, you flipped upside down on one hand and spun. The move that Cuba Gooding Jr. did in...
Go back. Go back to those pictures. Go back to the first one you went to. Look at that. They got one thing right. People are going to be wearing pre-ripped pants like assholes.
Yeah.
And girls are going to be showing their vaginas.
Yeah.
They got both of those things right.
And that hairstyle's back, so...
Both hairstyles are back. Chicks are wearing hairstyles like that, too.
Yeah.
So what was the move? The 1990?
It was called the 1990, and then... Oh, that's good stuff.
Is that real?
No, that's cosplay, but
Ooh,
I could...
Keep causing, girl.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing,
I
I
almost
like
had an
it.
orgasm.
See, I'm so happy that girls still dress like that. All this crazy talk of women, like... Not dressing sexy or alluring like that is just disturbing to me, Russell Peters. I don't want that to change.
I mean, it depends on when and where they're doing it, right?
No, do it whenever you want. Give them the green light. Office buildings, everything.
Office buildings would be great.
Fuck yeah.
I remember going into office buildings, just getting a hard on, looking at the secretaries and the heels.
A full hard on?
I was in my early 20s, late
animal.
19s,
You're a madman.
I was a lunatic with it.
You're a different kind of guy.
I was knocking shit over with my cock.
You didn't grab any pussies, though, did you?
I was not a pussy grabber.
I'm not either.
No, I don't even know how you'd grab a pussy without actually fingering it.
Yeah. Like, how do you grab it on the outside? Maybe that's the benefit of having those little hands.
Yeah, his little hands could grab him.
Yeah.
You could just fully
like
grab
a pinch.
Yeah.
Like one of those like folder holder things that you use
those little paper clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know those ones.
Clamps.
Yeah, the little clamps.
With
Yeah,
the little stainless
clamp
steel.
Donald Clamp running for president. Clamp and pinch.
There's a fucking hilarious meme that I saw that somebody put online. It's so funny. It shows different presidential quotes throughout history. Like, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. John F. Kennedy. Grab them by the pussy. Donald Trump. It's like, this is where we are. This is really where we are.
We turned reality into reality.
Yeah. Do you think that that's what started it all? That like reality TV, like from Survivor on, exposing the world to instead of to people that we've created, like Magnum PI or fill in the blank. You know?
Yeah, they gave us they gave us things. We used to have things to strive to want to be.
Yes.
And then they took it down to the lowest common denominator and made us go, oh, thank God they took away all that. Now we can just be normal again. We can be hopeless.
Yeah, they brought it down to Snooki.
Yeah.
You know, they went from people that you could never be
MacGyver.
like. MacGyver, yeah. Gets out of every situation. But that's confusing too, though, right? Because people start thinking that they can be MacGyver or that they can.
Well,
they can
it
solve the
gets your
world's
brain
problems.
moving.
Yeah.
It kind of gives a little jog. It makes you think sideways, and gives you the opportunity to think laterally. But when you got a dummy just saying things that you want to hear, you go, oh, okay, I could turn it off now, guys.
That's the one thing that confuses me the most about Donald Trump. I didn't know there were that many assholes out there. Like, I kind of knew, but I didn't know they were going to organize.
It's weird to me that, when you meet people that, again, you thought were level-headed thinking people.
Is that Eric B., like Eric B. and Rakim?
Yeah.
Oh,
Eric B.
nice.
Yeah.
Very
Eric B's
nice.
actually living at my house in Vegas right now.
Shut the fuck up. Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I keep it hip-hop, son.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. What about Rakim? Tight with
Rakim's
him?
not living at the house, no.
No?
They're secretly, I think they may be getting back together.
Secretly, you just gave it
That's
up
not
on the air.
I can't say that they are. I said they may be.
Well, you're starting rumors.
Well,
Is that what we're doing now?
That's the way to go. That's the way to go to get that one started. Trying to get everybody paid.
Oh, I love those guys. We were just talking about them yesterday.
Were you?
Yeah. We were
Who
talking
was on
about
yesterday? Was that Jesse?
Jesse Ventura and then Red Band. But we were talking about Eric B. and Rakim. We were talking about EPMD.
Yep, I'm friends with DJ Scratch from EPMD.
Oh, shit.
I'm almost friends with the DJ of the group. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, well, you're a DJ.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like us being friends with comedians.
Yeah, we happen to know one or two of them.
Yeah. Isn't it a funny thing about being a comic? Like, you run into another comic somewhere and you're like, oh, you.
Yeah.
Come here, you. We're around regular people. Get over here.
We're all left brain thinkers. We need to be together.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's the left brain?
Yeah. That's what I've heard. We're left.
Is that real?
I don't know.
Like, if you kick somebody in the left side of the head, does it fuck up their jokes?
I don't know. Somebody sent me something that says it's in my iTunes. It's on my whatever. But it was about how some sort of head trauma can make your brain relate everything to a joke after.
Well, there's a book that Sam Kinnison's brother wrote, Brother Sam, and it's all about how Sam. Well, it's all about Sam, but a big part of it is how Sam changed when he got hit by a car. He was a little kid, and he got nailed by a car and really fucked up. And from that point on, he became this maniac, this wild, crazy, reckless motherfucker. Like, before that, he was like a normal kid. And bang, one hard shot to the head, and all of a sudden he's like, ow, ow! Like all the crazy ranting and the sermons he used to give.
I guess when you get close to death, you look at it one of two ways, right? You can
I don't
be
think
like,
that's it. I think it's traumatic brain injury.
That's what I'm saying. But like, again, your brain goes, oh, fuck, well, we didn't suffer through that. Now let's just enjoy the rest of this.
That would be nice if that made sense.
If that was a fact, I don't know. But I like making up my own facts.
Yeah. I think what it is,
I'm
is it's
Wikipedia.
damage. I think damage to the brain, like actual physical damage, affects impulse control. And it has something to do with that and getting angry quicker. There's a bunch of factors that come into play that you see with football players too.
Yeah.
That you're.
You think they'd be hilarious after all those
I
times?
know, right? Maybe they are. Maybe we need to find one right before they become too stupid to talk.
Yeah.
Just ask them, like, what do you find
I mean,
funny?
they weren't that bright to begin with. So.
How dare you say that? They can be bright if they were big and giant and they wanted to make money. Football's the way to go, right? What else are you going to do? Be a strongman?
I don't know. I mean, you could fight if you
How
want.
much does strongman? You can't even fight if you're that big because, like, at 265 pounds, that's the weight limit for MMA.
There's a limit on
There's
it
a
now.
fucking
That's
limit.
so weird.
It's so weird.
Because remember Emmanuel Yarbrough, was he 600 pounds?
Yeah, well, look what happened to him. Keith Hackney bitch slapped him into a coma.
It's true. It's true. Didn't he break his wrist on that?
He hit him with a bitch slap.
It was that side weird side.
Well, once he got him down, he was hammer fisting him.
Yeah.
He was like one of the first guys to do the hammer fist in a fight.
I remember seeing that and going, that's a terrible punch.
It's effective. You know what's cool about a hammer fist is like you can do this to the table, like this oak table,
Yeah.
and it doesn't hurt your hand at all.
Right.
But if you did that with your knuckles, you'd be like, ah.
Yep.
But it's weird that we punch with our knuckles.
Well, we just associate this soft padded part as not going to hurt you.
Exactly. It fucking hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Like hammer fists are very effective.
Have you hammer fisted anybody?
No, I never hammer fisted anybody. Listen, not that I can remember.
I just realized we went into fisting real quick.
When you spinning back fist somebody, there's two ways to do it. You could do it with the actual back of the hand, but that hurts. Like if you hit someone's
very
chin,
tender there.
Yeah, if you hit someone's chin with the very back of your hand, you could fuck your hand. You could break your hand for sure. But the right way to do a spinning back fist is with the hand down, with the palm of the hand facing down with the fist. So in that way, you are hammer fisting someone. It's really a spinning hammer fist more than a spinning back fist. That's the way to do it right.
I've never done a spinning back fist on anybody. No.
It's a brutal move.
You got to really time that one right.
Yeah, you do. You got to know. You got to
be very confident knowing that you're turning your back on the guy real quick.
It's weird how the different ways people figured out how to fuck people up. I was watching a street fight today between these two chicks.
Here? For
real?
No.
No. It was on Instagram. Somebody said.
Oh, was it the one where the girl said, "Kick my ass, bitch! Kick my ass! You said you were gonna kick my ass! Kick my ass, bitch!" It was two white girls sounding like really ghetto black girls. For
I didn't
some
even
reason.
listen because my wife was there. I just watched.
A blonde girl and a and her head hits the car.
Yes,
I've seen that one,
dude. See, she like throws her to the ground. She kind of curbs her a little bit too. Just beats the fuck out of her, and she got attacked.
Yeah.
She totally turned around, beat that girl's ass.
Yeah, and she kept chasing her, and that girl kept talking shit.
Yes, while she's beating the fuck out of her.
I'm like, well, if you hit her on the jaw, maybe she'd go to sleep and you wouldn't have to hear her talk anymore.
But the girl, my point was, when she had her down, she's hammer fisting him.
Yeah.
Like, people know that's a legit move now.
Yeah.
Like, MMA has changed street fighting forever.
It really has.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
People know. They know what to do now.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, especially with kids, there's a ton of videos of trained kids who actually know how to fight, and they get attacked by someone who doesn't know how to fight, and they wind up armbarring them or getting them in a mounted triangle.
Like the kid that did that to Cat Williams.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that kid was a wrestler, yeah.
Yeah, he was 17.
I thought he was only 15.
50, whatever he was a teenager.
Yes.
He got him in a nice seat, stretched him out and everything. He got his back and just stretched him.
What the fuck is wrong with Cat Williams?
I don't know, man.
He's one of us. What's he doing?
I don't know. He's one of us, but he's also one of those guys that seems like who's hitting that pipe every now and then. I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny those allegations.
There's definitely some stimulants involved.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Yeah, something's gone awry.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by him because I think he's one of the best comics alive in bursts, like in moments. But then he'll have these horrible, wretched shows where there's class action lawsuits or people want their money back, and he winds up leaving. But then he gets it back together and has some amazing stories. Like, he'll put together a special and have amazing stories based on all the fucked up shit he did.
It's almost like he does it on purpose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think he does. But it seems like he could right the ship. Like, he just like, fuck it, I'm steering into the wind.
Yeah.
He steers into the wind, and then he's like, all right, that did not work out. We got to get the Cat Williams boat back online.
We got to turn this around. There's an iceberg coming.
Yeah, and he figures out how to right the ship, and then he comes back around. But, man, when he's on, he's fucking funny.
Yeah, because he's fearless.
Yeah.
Absolutely fearless.
Yeah. He definitely does not give a fuck. And with his hair, something about that conked out hair and the sweat. You know,
and profuse sweat. That's that Molly sweat. That's that. That's
sweating that MDMA out of your system. Did you ever see the time where him and Steve Harvey they did this thing together? It was real weird. It was like they were touring together.
That doesn't make any sense to me
at all. Steve Harvey would go on first, and then Cat Williams would go on second.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they were like talking shit about each other leading up to the show. So Steve Harvey goes on, and then Cat Williams spends the first 10 minutes mocking him. And it is fucking brutal and hilarious.
Well, I'm with Cat on that one.
Yeah, it's hard to not be. That Steve Harvey guy's a weird dude.
I've never met him, actually. 27 years in this game, I never met Steve Harvey.
Well, I met him a long time ago, back when he was essentially doing a Richard Pryor impression. When I met him in the 90s, he was doing Richard Pryor on stage. I mean, it was crazy. Like, if you didn't know, you would think, like, is this guy, like, auditioning for a Richard Pryor movie or something like that?
Yeah, I don't remember his stand-up at all from back then.
Well, it wasn't like he was doing Pryor's material. But he was talking as if he was Richard Pryor.
Right.
There's the whole thing. Like, guys, you know how it is. There's like...
You get influenced.
Yeah. Did you ever do that?
There was no. I mean, I was always into like Carlin and stuff like that. So I was not smart enough to copy Carlin.
Right.
I mean, I knew my intelligence level was far lesser than Carlin's, so I would just do what I did.
I caught myself on stage once sounding exactly like Richard Jeni, and I was like, Jesus.
Oh wow!
Like, exactly.
You went in.
Yeah. I mean, I was open micer, but I
Now there's a whole slew of comics that try to sound like Mitch.
Really?
Yeah, there's a few of them out there, and it freaks me out. And everyone's on their dick, and I'm like, wait, that's Mitch, right? That they're doing.
Well, like, okay, you can't tell me names, but
Yeah.
Well, Hedberg had such a distinct style. That would be kind of crazy. But you hear with a tell. I mean, in New York, there's like 5 or 6 guys that I could name right now.
No, everybody at the Cellar has the same way of speaking.
They're all Attell babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that shut up, stupid. You know, everybody wants to be Keith Robinson.
Oh,
over
that
there.
too, right? Yeah. But it's interesting. That's one of the reasons why.
And everybody
some
with
comics,
the
what's that?
that's a Cellar thing. What are you doing? I get it. What do you? They're always everything makes them.
Who does that? Who's that coming from?
When you go to the Cellar next time, you talk
just
to
a
guys,
group of all
you'll
of them?
just hear everybody, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, that's the fucking Cellar talk." I like it.
Clicks.
It is a little cliquey, but
Little clicks.
But I get sucked into it when I'm there too. I just do it because I'm around them. You know what I mean? I'm like, I guess this is what we're doing, guys.
Yeah, it's interesting how little clubs like the Cellar just spawn. They just take off, and it becomes the spot. I mean, you think about how many spots could be the spot in New York City.
Yeah.
Doesn't New York City like have 100 comedy clubs or something
There's
crazy?
a ton of them, and there's new ones opening all the time, and then there's people try doing a nice one or a classier one, and
That shit never works.
yeah, you need the nice grimy Cellar. I mean, it is what it is. Low ceiling, everybody packed in real tight, and then you get like the A-list of comics walking through there.
Yeah, just to isn't it funny that it's also funny too that like to practice, the best place to practice is a little tiny place.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to practice in front of a room full of people, 400 people.
Have you ever thought about doing a special in front of a tiny group of people?
I have, but then, Sarah did the one, in front of like 12 people or something like that.
She did?
Yeah, she did one like with a really small audience.
Oh, wasn't it Largo?
Yeah.
How big's Largo? Have you ever been
Well,
to Largo?
she did it like in one of the small rooms at Largo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But, I mean, if anybody can make that work, Sarah Silverman can.
Yeah. She's fucking funny.
Yeah,
She doesn't do enough.
She doesn't do enough, and she doesn't get the respect she deserves, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I mean, she's not funny on a curve. Like, she's a funny woman.
No, I told her that once. I said, Sarah, you're one of my favorite comics. Not one of my favorite female comics. You're one of my favorite comics as a human being comic.
I saw her at the store maybe a year ago, and she was just murdering. And I was like, man, sometimes I forget how good she is.
You forget, how good she is, how great her jokes are written. And, I go through this little phase when now I'm back at the 0 point with no material. And I've been going out every night. But my trick is to go and host, so that way there's not too much expectation on me.
Right. That's a good move.
Yeah, so I can get my confidence back, and then I could see, the level of talent around me and what way everybody's thinking, and then I can figure out if I want to tell stories, if I want to tell jokes,
Right. Yeah. When do you write in front of a computer? Do you write on a notebook?
I don't physically write anything ever.
Really?
Ever.
A lot of guys are like that.
Yeah.
Bill Burr doesn't either.
Yeah. I was
got it
just
all in
with
his
Billy
head.
the other night, too.
Yeah, we had that conversation about that.
I can't. I feel like it's... Well, first of all, I'm too lazy. That's the real issue. It has nothing more to do with anything than I don't want to sit down and write this. I don't even want to watch my sets. My Almost Famous special's out now. I haven't watched it.
No?
It was sent to me months ago, and I was like,
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
When did you film it?
In April.
And how many times did you watch it?
Not once.
You didn't watch it all to edit
Not
it?
even once. My brother was sat in on the edits, and then my mom was watching it. My mom was in town. My mom's in town, so she was watching in the living room the other day, and I walked past, like, "What are you watching?" She goes, "You." And then I was listening here and there, and like, "Why'd they keep that in? Why'd they get?" I'm like, "That sucks. Why would you keep that in?"
Yeah, I just watched the trailer for my special today, and I don't like watching myself either.
Oh yeah, yours is coming out in like in a week or two.
October 21st.
Yeah,
so what's the
in a
day?
week basically.
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah, next Friday, 21st.
I opened for you.
You did?
Yeah, last week my special aired. So
I'm like, what? I'm like, I know I smoke a lot of pot, but
Yeah, we've never done a show together, I don't think.
We've done the Ice House.
Oh, that's true. I hosted that night.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it again then.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I like hosting. It's fun for me.
I'm there again on the 28th, the Friday the 28th.
I think I am in San Jose that weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? San Jose.
Improv.
I love that place.
Yeah.
That fucking improv is the shit.
It's great. But again, I have no act. So, if anybody is coming out to see me, just understand that I don't have an act right now. So,
well, you got a little bit of an act. Like, how much you have?
zip. I have literally fucking nothing. I have one joke, and I could say it now, but then it's over.
How much time do you give yourself before you start doing theaters again?
I wait till I got jokes, actual jokes. I wait till I got at least 40 minutes.
So do you like just keep banging it out and then
just
go,
keep
okay,
going.
we're good, start
Yeah.
booking shit?
Yeah.
Or do you get in like a few months and you go, all right, now I'm going to give myself a deadline?
Deadlines are good for us
Yeah.
because otherwise we'll just keep coasting.
That's how, for me, writing a new special is very important. Like putting a special out and then chucking it and then
Yeah.
writing all new shit. It's so important because otherwise, we all know those guys that have been around forever doing the same material.
Oh, I know some comics in Canada. Hilarious. Their acts are funny as hell, but they've been doing the same act for 30 years.
That's so crazy.
And then they give me shit. Oh, you knew the last special wasn't very good. I go, yeah, well, you know what? You haven't done new material in 30 years. So don't
They
tell
actually
me
say
shit.
that to you?
I get people that get a little brave on the internet there.
They're a little jealous. Is what
They're
it
a
is.
little bold.
A little jealous of
You know,
Russell.
they'll
Russell went
make their
international.
They'll make their little Facebook statuses.
Mr. Worldwide, like Pitbull.
That's it. I'm shitbull.
Pitbull. You can't help yourself.
It's a
puns.
a problem.
Ah!
I was killing Joe with the puns at Kill Tony.
Well, I was trapped in a pun sandwich between Tony Hinchcliffe on one side and Russell Peters on the other side. And the puns were flowing like water.
Would you like this on bread or a pun?
I had to start doing puns myself, and I rarely do puns. I was throwing them in myself just to keep up with these fucking guys. So
We're idiots.
Well, it's such a specific style of joke, the pun.
You know what it is? It takes you back to your father. Because fathers always did puns.
Yeah, that's like the silly, clever thing
Yeah.
to say.
My father, or you have an uncle who had the puns. What have you?
Yeah. What have you, dude? You tour everywhere, man. Like you were in Dubai, and you
I
go
was in
all
Saudi
over
Arabia.
Holy shit! What is that like?
You do the show as men on one side, women on the other.
Good.
So I
Stay
play-
over there.
Yeah. And
Everybody,
I was asking,
segregate.
I was asking them like, why? Well, like, why? And they're like, and honestly, the guys were telling me, and these are like normal, it's supposed to be normal, level-headed men telling me this, and these weren't like any high ups or anything. These are normal guys. Oh, because the women, they'll go crazy and they'll want to attack us. So I'm like, I look at you, but dude, and look at them. They're not trying to attack you.
They'll want to attack them.
And have sex with them in the streets. That's what they've been brainwashed into believing.
Wow.
That if these women aren't separated, they'll just come and attack you and want that dick.
Maybe that is the case though when you keep them separated. If you keep them from men all the time, when they finally get around men, maybe they just jump on dick like a hero on
Yeah,
a
but the
grenade.
guys are a little too friendly with each other, as far as I'm concerned.
Gay stuff.
Yeah, but I don't even think they recognize it as homosexual because they're not attracted to men. It's just
They get horny and they just start jerking each other off.
pretty much. I don't know that for sure, but I could see that as a possibility. If you're just around dudes all the time, just repressed.
Well, I know dudes who've been in the military who've done tours and they go overseas to the Middle East and they say that guys fuck young boys all the time.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Well, you think that that's a consequence of the separation between the men and the women?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's weird to me.
Yeah.
But when I did the show, I played right down the aisle. I stood where the aisle was. When I was on stage, I stood where the aisle was so that I didn't really pick a side.
Did you turn like a sprinkler?
Yeah, I did. I kept turning like that. Yeah. Like I was just trying to water half the lawn.
Now, when you do shows like that, do you ever worry about doing something that can get you in trouble?
It's not so much that I worry about doing stuff that'll get me in trouble. It's doing stuff that they may deem as offensive. Because I know what is offensive. And then you got to worry about people's sensitivities. So I'll always ask the promoter, like straight up, I'm like, what can't I talk about? And they're like, no religion, don't mention the royal family, and try to keep sex to a minimum. I'm like, all right.
Wow, no religion. Can't you just mock Mormons? Can't you make fun of Mormons?
You probably could.
Yeah, they wouldn't give a fuck about
They
that.
wouldn't know what a Mormon was. They would think it was a sect.
Really?
No, I don't know. I'm sure they wouldn't know what a Mormon is. Mormon's very specific to this part of the world. Wasn't it created here?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
created in they took over Utah essentially. What's interesting? Do you perform in Utah a lot?
Once or twice, not very often.
It's real interesting.
Great club.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Wise Guys.
Yeah.
In Salt Lake, they have two of them now, right? They have a larger one. They had the original one. I think they opened a larger one.
The one down from the mall?
I don't remember the address, but they have Utah's interesting because you have like these Mormons, but you have a lot of like really cool people that are sick of the Mormons bullshit.
Yeah.
And they surround them too. But then it's Mormons. I mean, it's a wacky cult, right?
It's very bizarre.
But they're really nice. They're like some of the nicest cult members ever.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk, because I'm not sure what their deal is. You're not sure if they're trying to convert you. But then as a brown guy, I'm like, well, they only just started letting us believe their shit about 20 years ago, right? Then they only let black people in like 20 years ago.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
I didn't even know there's any black Mormons. There's got to be like a clan of black Mormons. Please find that, Jamie.
Yeah,
There's got to be some sort of a group where they get together.
they're called More Than Men's.
Jesus Christ.
It can't all be good, Joe.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Whew.
But they have a great spot. Like Salt Lake City's goddamn gorgeous. You know, they got the mountains there.
It is nice. Air's nice up there.
Yeah, I love Utah.
I walked a lot when I was there. I would walk from the hotel to the gig.
Why?
Why not?
Okay.
It was nice. Nice air. Needed the exercise.
Yeah, Salt Lake City's it's weird when you associate a place with something. Like San Francisco used to be gay.
Yeah.
So like, even the gays can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
It's not really gay anymore.
Yeah. They outpriced the gays.
Yeah, they did.
They did. They
did.
They moved
I mean,
them.
there's definitely some rich gay folk out there.
Yeah.
But as far as like having a community of specific people, it's more tech millionaires and shit.
It's a lot of that. There's a lot of old money there too. You know, people that have just been there forever.
There's that, but as far as like the amount that things cost in San Francisco, that's the most obscene I've ever seen in terms of like real estate and what it costs to buy a house.
Yeah, because if you want to be in the city, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much any city. If you want to be in it, it's going to cost you a lot more.
It'll cost you a lot more, but
I mean,
you can
New
live
York
in
is
West Hollywood.
insanity.
New York's insanity. But you could live in West Hollywood, and it kind of makes sense. But you
You
know,
could rent in West Hollywood. It's hard to own in West Hollywood because
Is it?
everything. I feel like everything's been purchased by somebody, and they just rent everything out at extremely high rent.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. But there's stuff for sale. There's stuff, but it just does. California's so strange because of the earthquakes. Everything's all spread out, like nothing's stacked on top of each other. I mean, you have downtown, but downtown's so rare. It's
Downtown's
weird.
so new.
Yeah. Well, it is now. It's becoming new again.
Yeah, and real estate downtown's very expensive now too. I remember when they started doing it about 10 years ago, it was cheap. And now you're like, wow, it's like almost like New York pricing.
Yeah, they're turning it into an actual real city.
Now
Johnny
with the Rams
Depp
here?
is selling some. Were you telling me about that?
What's he selling?
Johnny Depp is selling some preposterous chunk of real estate there, where he's got like 5 floors and some gigantic. Well, you know, he's getting divorced.
Yeah, so he's got to start dumping shit.
The kid's getting fucked. He's getting fucked.
Johnny?
He's gonna have to give up a ton of cash.
Yeah.
That dummy didn't even get a prenuptial.
At least I got a prenup this time.
Good for you.
Yeah,
This time.
this time. First time, no. First time, no, but I was only married for 14 months, so it didn't matter.
They can't fuck you if you're only married for 14 months?
No.
Look at this.
You're only
Johnny
on the hook
Depp
for 7 months.
just listed his 5 Los Angeles penthouses for $12.78 million. He's got 5 of them?
Each?
Yeah, he just sold one of them. I just said
Is it 12.7 each or in total?
Total for all 5.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
No, it's not
That's
bad at all.
like
I
$2
thought they
million
were all
each.
stacked. I thought it was just...
They are. They're all. It's like the top couple floors of one of those buildings. It's all
Oh,
5 units.
it's all
together.
him.
Yeah.
What is he doing buying all this stuff?
They look pretty cool.
I think guys buy
Are they
all
big?
that stuff
Oh.
because the money starts flowing in. And he said, whoa, he's got some baller fucking houses.
Yeah,
Holy
oh.
shit.
Yeah, that's some cool shit.
Wow, that is amazing. What a cool looking place.
3 of them are connected. The other 2, I guess, are separate.
Oh, I see. So he's selling those two and the other. But the problem with apartment living is, man, you wind up paying all that money, and then the neighbor right next door has a party,
Yeah.
and you listen to his bullshit.
That's probably why he bought all those, so that way he was his own neighbor.
Yeah, that's a good move. But you're still, and also, then if you're in downtown LA, one day the fucking earth is going to shake,
Yep.
and that building you're in is going to be useless. You're not going to be able to fix that thing. It's going to break. There's going to be structural issues. They're going to have to vacate the entire thing, and you're going to get fucked out of all your hard-earned cash, all that Jack Sparrow money.
Well, he's getting fucked out of it anyway. His earth is shaking already.
But she's hooked up with Elon Musk.
Has she really?
Yeah, maybe she'll leave him alone. Maybe she'll cut him some slack.
I did not know she was with Elon Musk now.
Yeah.
I thought Elon was smarter than that.
No.
You would think. The
No.
guy's a fucking genius. He's a thinker.
I
He's
think
a
he likes,
forward thinker.
I think he likes pussy.
Yeah, we all like pussy.
Well, he was married to some actress before that, and apparently didn't have a prenuptial with her.
Oh. Oh, it's terrible.
Billionaire and the Babe, Elon Musk, relentlessly pursued and was infatuated with Amber Heard, sending repeated emails requesting to meet the actress. Okay. I don't like the way that's phrased, because that's the work of some asshole.
Yeah, it sounds like he wanted to grab her pussy.
Who wrote that? Is that a girl or a guy wrote that?
It says Chris, so it could be either.
Yeah, right. I like how you did that.
It was written by Pat.
Remember, it's Pat. You couldn't do that today.
No.
If you did that today, they would call you transphobic.
Yeah. There's every phobic now.
She's not gender binary. Or Z's not gender binary. There's from your part of town, University of Toronto. There's this embattled professor who's he's like standing his ground against political correctness in Toronto, and the kids are going crazy. They're trying to get him removed. He just refuses to use the 28 different gender pronouns. He refuses to let people choose what gender pronoun they want to be called. He's like, no, I'm going to call men men. I'm going to call women women. Like, this is ridiculous. And this is censorship. Like, you're trying to change people's behavior.
Yeah. But here's the problem, is that people now, with all these this new liberty, they're just choosing to do things as opposed to actually being a certain way.
Yeah.
And I saw this story about this kid, Gavin something or another. I think it's in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And was born a girl. But when you see it, he's a 14 or 15-year-old now, and he identifies as a male. And when you see it, you're like, oh, yeah, he's a boy. There's no reason for me to not believe that this is the right way for this person to be. But it should be case to case, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be. You can't just blanket statement, oh, whatever you want to be, you can be. No, fuck that. It has to be genuine. You can't just do it because that's the thing to do right now.
It does have to be genuine, but when you open it up like that, then it gives people who legitimately feel like they're in the wrong gender, it gives them the opportunity to express themselves in a different gender. What's fucked up is that you're born a boy and you're a fucking boy. All right? You're born a girl, you're a girl. But if you're born a girl and you feel like you're a boy, you're never really going to be a boy. You know, so if I call you a boy and you take a bunch of hormones and everything, you're still not a boy. What would be nice, and what's probably eventually going to happen, there's going to be a way that they can change your sex, like literally change your sex. There's going to be some way where they interfere with your DNA, they get in there, and Russell Peters becomes Russelina Peters.
Yeah, it's a little hacking on your system there.
If you were a girl, what would you change your name to?
Rose.
Ooh, I
don't
like
know.
it.
I think I still want to be RP.
Beautiful. You'd be beautiful. You'd be like a flower.
I'd be a beautiful flower. Rose petals.
I would be tulip. I'd be Tulip Rogan. I've always wanted to be a tulip. I feel like they're an underappreciated flower.
They're very
You don't want to be a
popular.
rose because rose is like the king of the flowers. Like, it's a lot of pressure. You know?
But then you don't want to be orchid because that's the more expensive.
Orchids more expensive than roses?
Yeah, fuck yeah, they're very expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
Because my fiance loves orchids.
Oh.
And but the good thing with those is you buy one and they last for a long time. You can keep those alive.
Really? How's
Yeah.
that?
The way they are, you wrap them around a stick and they just keep growing.
Oh, okay. So
And you
when you
water
buy them,
them.
are they in dirt?
Yeah, you get them in dirt. And
Okay, so roses, you buy them and they're in a bush, so they're cut.
Yeah,
and they
cut,
die
you know.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that life support system thing they do where they put it in water. Like, hey, keep the roses in water to keep them fresh. They're dead.
Yeah,
you killed them.
Should we pull the plug on these roses yet?
You know what I found out recently? We were talking about this the other day, that you can take the stem of one plant and plant it on another plant. Like I was at this ranch and they had pistachio trees, and the arms of the pistachio trees are grafted onto an avocado tree.
So that's stem cell.
No, it's not. You just tried to make a pun out of it.
I did.
Son of a bitch.
That can't all be good, Joe. You got to spit them out so that way they get out there and you find out if they're good or not.
But you can't take a rose, like when someone gives you a rose that's been cut, you can't make that thing stay alive, can you? Can you plant it in dirt?
No, it needs roots,
Dead.
right?
Yeah.
It needs the roots.
It's not going to grow roots, right?
It can't. I don't think it can grow roots.
It's over.
I think the top of the bud, can flourish still.
The flower
Yeah, the flower itself
can
still
do what?
It can still flourish for a little while, but the body is dead, basically. You know,
The stem's dead.
Yeah, the stem's dead.
So, but you can't take the flower and somehow.
But it dies like, in increments. It's dead from the cut point, I would imagine.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm assuming it would be dead from the cut point, and then it just slowly dies its way up. That makes sense, right?
Regrow it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
So I'm an idiot.
No. You can regrow a rose once you cut it off the stem?
Yeah.
For real?
I'm just not a horticulturalist.
Well, it's interesting to watch people who know flowers. They know what to trim and what not to trim. They're constantly like cutting pieces off of it.
That's why they do what they do, and we just pay them to do that.
Yeah. Okay, I have nothing.
I got nothing for that.
What's that?
There's even you can use it using potatoes.
Oh, I've
as a
seen that
base or
before.
some shit
Oh
like that.
shit!
Yeah.
So you
That's with
take the
roses?
stems,
Yeah, here's
you
the-
stick it in a potato, and what does a
rose.
potato do?
It probably helps give it a root base, I would imagine.
Are you-
I'm making a guess.
Can people
on that.
hear you right now on that?
Yeah. I mean, you guys
Okay.
can't hear me because you
Okay.
don't have headphones
Right.
on.
But they won't do that in LA because people tend to avoid potatoes and carbs. So
They do now. It's the newest thing. Have you been on that yet?
what?
Avoiding carbs?
No. Clearly, look at me. I look like I've avoided
You don't
a
give
carb.
a fuck, do you?
I do. I just fucking like food.
I do too. I
You
give
just-
myself cheat days.
Yeah. When I was for the special, I had hired Alex Ariza to train me.
Alex Ariza, the guy who trained Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Really?
I hired him for
Did he get you on steroids?
No, he didn't.
Isn't he famous for that?
That's what everybody thinks he does, but I didn't see it. He just works you fucking incredibly hard. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, Alex, I don't have a fight coming up, right? Like literally, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this. I would spar 12 rounds boxing, and then 12 with 30-second breaks.
What?
And, yeah, and then after that, an hour and a half of core.
Come on.
Oh my God, I'm dying. And I would literally get home and just be in bed for the rest of the day. That was it.
So all that core stuff that Pacquiao does, do you think he got all that from him?
I would imagine so.
Because I was always wondering, it was like I've never seen a fighter work more on their core than Pacquiao.
He was telling me though that Pacquiao was addicted to that though. He
Really?
would have to tell Pacquiao, "Don't do fucking sit-ups today,"
Why?
because you take a day off, let your muscles rest. And he was like, "No," he would just catch him, just doing them all the time, and he would do like 1,000 sit-ups, something stupid. He said I couldn't get him to stop doing sit-ups. He couldn't stop. He was addicted to doing sit-ups.
That's so bizarre. That's the one thing that most people hate.
Yeah, I hated these weird planking things he made me do. I hated them.
Oh, like on your elbows?
Not even on my elbows, on the medicine ball, the half ball. He'd turn it upside down, and I would be on that, and then my feet would be on a medicine ball, so I'd be at that angle, struggling the whole time.
And it just make you stand there?
Yeah, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. It's a long time.
Now, how'd you get in touch with that guy?
From Ellie Seckback,
No.
does ES News. He's a boxing kid.
Oh, I know the name.
Yeah, he put me in touch with him.
That's a weird guy to get as a trainer, though, isn't it?
Because I wanted to get. What the problem was, I wanted to get skinny. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to get small.
Right.
But he's Alex is one of those guys who's like, no, I want to make sure you're fit and you're in shape. And I'm like, dude, I looked the same, but I was more fit. You know what I mean?
But you hadn't lost any weight.
No, I lost fat percentage and gained muscle mass, but that's not what I wanted.
What did you want?
I don't have a fucking fight coming up. I just wanted to get skinny.
You just want to slim down.
Yeah.
Give me AIDS if I have to. Did you really say that?
I just-
How dare you? Right now, Eazy-E's spinning in his grave.
Well,
Do you think he really had AIDS?
It would appear so. I don't think anybody would want to fake that one. I mean, usually now when somebody dies of AIDS and they don't want to say it, they just say he had pneumonia.
Well, how few heterosexual people got AIDS? That's what's interesting. You know,
That's true. It is a difficult way to get it.
Yeah, like if Wilt Chamberlain didn't get AIDS, how does anybody have AIDS?
Yeah.
Right.
And Magic Johnson.
And all this. Well, he did.
Yeah.
He got the HIV.
But
who
apparently
knows?
he reads clear now. That's what the word on the street is, that his tests are...
Yeah, I don't understand that. Apparently, you can get the HIV to such a level that your body doesn't detect it.
Yeah.
It's all very confusing. Diseases are very confusing. Commenting on any of that stuff. Like, where's the AIDS? Where'd it go? Come on. Everybody thought by the time this 2016 rolled
That we
around,
would
we'd
all
all
have
be
it.
dead.
Yeah.
We'd all have AIDS, we'd all be dead. Right?
Yeah, and then Chris Rock did the joke 20 years ago, remember?
What was that joke?
My AIDS is acting up. He said AIDS is just going to get to a point where it's just manageable with medication.
Oh, that's right.
And it's basically where we're at right now.
Well, it's even crazier than manageable. It's non-existent. Do you remember when Sam Kinison had that bit about it? Sam Kinison had like the most controversial bit. He's like, Sam, they say it's a communicable disease. Heterosexuals can die from it too. He goes, name one fucking guy. Name one. He goes, it's not our dance. Remember he had that thing about Rock Hudson?
Oh, I remember
Goes,
that.
You know, Rock Hudson had to be on his deathbed going, it was that last fucking dick. It was that last dick. Why did I suck it? Why did I suck it? Millions of dicks. Nothing ever went wrong. Dick, dick, dick. Suck, suck, suck. It was that last dick. Oh. That guy, man. That's a guy that you can't imitate. That's a real revolution in comedy. There's only been like a few like real revolutions.
There's that distinct voice that people get, right? There's the mellow guys, then there's the and if anybody does try to go that route, it's always trying to do Sam. And now there's the people that want to be Mitch, and then there's the people that want to be Bill or Louie.
The Bill one was awesome because there were so many people that were trying to be like Hicks. There's so many like Hicks clones, especially after he died, and everybody's like, I'm gonna pick up the mantle. I'm gonna be that tortured road warrior who writes poems.
Yeah, see, to me, Hicks always read to me as a angry, dorky guy, angry nerd. That's how I always saw him.
Right.
Yeah. I never looked at him and go, that guy's so cool. Sam, I looked at him and go, that guy's kind of cool. He's very rock and roll, you know?
Well, what's hilarious is Ari Shaffir like challenges people. He goes, he wasn't funny. He goes, show me one joke where Hicks was funny. And people get crazy. They get so mad. They attack him. They go after him. He's like, yeah, good point. He made a good point, but not funny. Next.
Yeah. I'm with Ari on this. I was never a Hicks fan, but
I'm a Hicks fan. Always will be. I'm a fan of what he did, like the style. It was very fascinating to me to watch, but he definitely wasn't the most hilarious guy. It wasn't like Joey Diaz. Like you watch him and you can't stop laughing. You're just crying.
I think Kindler's a better version of Hicks.
Kindler? How so?
I mean, Kindler's got that fucking sharpness to him,
But he's a lot of shticky stuff. And
he does some shticky stuff, but you almost know he's doing it on purpose.
oh, he definitely is.
Yeah. So, but again, he's also one of those guys that only comics know about or love.
Yeah, that's weird. I always felt like Kindler would catch on.
What wasn't he on? He was on somebody's sitcom for a minute.
Was he?
Yeah. What sitcom did Kindler end up
You
on?
thinking about Patton?
No,
Because
Andy
Patton
Kindler.
was on a sitcom. Patton was on Kevin James' sitcom. He was
I think
on-
Andy Kindler dropped in on that every now and then too.
Did he?
Or was it Drew Carey's? One of them. Do you got that info?
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
What's Bob's Burgers?
Cartoon? I did a voice on Bob's Burgers
It's
once.
on Marin.
He's on Marin.
Yeah.
He's on Marin as a guest every now and then, or
For 3 seasons. It
oh,
Was he on anything else?
says. Comedy Bang Bang.
Comedy Bang Bang. What is that?
That's Reggie Watts' thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Scott Ackerman, I think.
Reggie Watts is on that new show where he's the band guy.
For was
that-
it James Corden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched that show?
I haven't, no.
Good for you. Stay away from that TV. Go read a book.
He was on Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Oh, he was? Oh, okay. Everybody Loves Raymond. The sitcom dead?
The sitcom is dead as we know it, I think.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Well, the traditional sitcom is dead.
Do you sit around thinking about things that you can do, or do you just?
I do all the time.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. Ruben Paul and I have an idea for a show, but we don't know which way to go. That's the thing now.
Why don't you say it on the air so someone could steal it?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not saying it. Well, it's my life, so you can't steal my life.
You could try.
I know.
Aziz Ansari start gaining weight.
You son of a bitch. How dare you? I'm out of here.
I went there, motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I'm smoking a joint, even though you don't smoke pot. How come you don't smoke pot? What's that about?
I didn't like the way I felt on it. I didn't like feeling slow.
Makes you feel slow?
Yeah.
How so?
Like just dopey. I felt like too mellow, which I didn't want to feel.
Are you sure you're smoking the right shit?
I mean, this was the 90s when I tried it.
The 90s. The 90s, they hadn't figured out sativa yet.
No.
Maybe they did. People are listening right now.
No way
They did figure it out.
No, back
You don't
then.
know shit.
Back then, it was either you either had cess or
Oh yeah, that's right.
or fucking
OG Kush, chronic.
Not even. I was in Toronto, so it was like either Jamaican stuff or the hydro stuff.
What about edibles?
That's what fucked me up.
Oh, you went
I
too
did an
deep?
edible 11 or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
One of those little 2-bite brownies. But I did not know you're supposed to only have the one bite.
Oh, that's fucked up more people. Like eating too much edibles has fucked up more people with pot than probably anything ever.
Yeah, I ate the whole brownie
Yeah.
and wanted to fucking die.
I'm sure you've seen the 9/11 video that was on YouTube of the cops that called 9/11 because there was a guy they pulled over. He had some pot. They stole the pot from him and made brownies with it and then ate the brownies and thought the brownies were poisoned and thought they were dying, thought they were dead.
Right.
They were like time's moving really slow. You ever seen that?
No.
Oh, fire that up, Jamie. Find that, please. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious because it's what happens. Like marijuana, I've said this before, so please forgive me if you've heard this and you're listening. Marijuana, when you eat it, it's processed by your liver and it produces something called 11-hydroxy metabolite. That's 5 times more psychoactive than THC.
Right.
So there's THC, which you get when you smoke it, and then when you eat it, it's a totally different drug.
Yeah.
And so when people go, oh my God, this is not pot, something's in this. No, that's pot when you eat it. Pot when you eat it is like a totally different dimension. You open a different door, you go down a different hallway, you're in a different building. You're like, this is not pot.
Yeah.
No, it's pot. That's pot when you eat it.
I was stuck to the bed, literally like laying in a,
Put these
spread
on.
eagle.
Oh, the 911 call for the cops. The cops called 911 for the. It's a classic.
And I was literally, my nails were.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna like the bed was gonna fly,
Yeah, I've been there, dude.
and I was all I could do is mumble. I couldn't even muster words out of my mouth. My tongue was dead. It was.
It's my favorite way to be.
Oh, it scared the shit out of me.
What I like about being there is that you always come back. Like you really think you're gonna die, but you always come back, and you're
Oh,
always
yeah.
fine. And you come back here. Listen to this.
Police and rescue to.
Pot brownie
I think I'm
overdose.
having an overdose, and so is my wife.
Okay, you and your wife?
Yes,
Overdose of what?
marijuana, but I don't know if it had something in it.
Okay.
Can you please send rescue?
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 29 years old, and my wife is 26. Please come.
26?
Yes, please.
Have you guys been drinking also?
What?
Have you guys been drinking today too?
No, that's it.
No, and is there any weapons in the house?
No, please come.
Okay, we're on our way. Are you guys like, do you guys have fever or anything?
No, I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. I really do.
Okay, how much did you put in the brownies?
I don't know.
Was it a bag? Who made the brownies?
My wife and I did. Cuba, come here.
Okay, get her.
She's on the living room ground right now.
Is she breathing?
On the ground.
Barely breathing.
Is she awake?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, can you look?
Pardon?
Can you look?
Can you look to see if
I
she's
can feel like
alive?
she's laying right down in front of me. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
Okay, well, I'm on the phone with you, and do you know how much of it you bought and put in the brownies?
Pardon?
How much did you buy?
Just please send rescue.
They're on the way, but I'm trying to figure out how much you bought and put into the brownies, sir.
It's probably like a quarter ounce total.
A quarter ounce total into the brownies? Did you guys eat all the brownies?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And you ate all of them. But how many? Was it a big batch, a little batch?
It was a quarter ounce.
Okay, but brownie-wise, how many pieces do you guys think you guys had?
I don't know. I probably had like a small chunk. Please come. What time is it?
It's 9:37. When did you guys last eat the brownies?
Probably like an hour and a half ago.
Okay, is your wife still breathing?
Yeah, she is. She's kneeling down in front of me.
She's moving.
Okay.
I know. We have to wait.
Okay, and is she Stacy Sanchez?
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Edward.
You're Edward Sanchez?
Okay.
And did you guys have any other...
We get it. It goes on for a while. But what's hilarious is the lady who answered the phone, she didn't even bother. Like, she didn't rush. She knew they were fine because she was sober. Like,
Yeah.
that's my favorite thing. She just keeps asking questions. Like, if that was a gunshot wound, would she be asking so many questions?
Yeah, where
No.
are you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if somebody, like, blacked out, they think they had a heart attack, shouldn't be asking so many questions. But these pot dummies...
One of my friends had one a couple of years ago when he came out here to see us. He had a cookie, and when it hit him, he turned fucking so pasty white, and he thought he was dying. He was like, and he exact same reaction. I even called my doctor for him because I'm like, anything I could do. He goes, no, just tell him to relax. It's got to wear off. That's all.
Yeah.
Drink some water.
You really feel like you're done, though.
Yeah.
You really do. You really feel like, man, I really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's over.
Yeah, he was done.
But you get back.
So what should I try?
You shouldn't try anything if you don't want to. I mean, you're a happy guy.
I'm a happy guy.
I would not look at you and say Russell Peters needs anything in his life other than what he's
I
doing.
enjoy me some tequila.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's just the health consequences of that stuff are just so different than what happens with pot. What happens with pot is, drum roll, nothing.
That's it.
Nothing. You get high as fuck. The next day you go to the gym, you feel great. Like, there's no health consequences. If I get drunk, and I've been drunk, I feel like shit the next day, man. I just feel like shit.
But what are you drinking?
Anything. If I drink too much wine, I feel like shit the next day.
Yeah.
If I drink too much whiskey, I feel like shit the next day. If I drink too much beer, I feel like shit the next day. I work out, I can feel it. I feel like weakened. You know?
Tequila, I feel fine the next day.
You're a maniac.
That's all. But that's all. Just drink it straight.
Whoa, that's a terrible
You don't have
advice.
to. You don't have
He's
to.
giving this terrible
But the
advice.
thing is, you
to
don't have
people.
to have like fucking, 10 of them. You just have, I have maybe 2 glasses. I sip them all night.
Brian
I maintain
Regan
my buzz.
takes a shot before every show. He does 1 shot before every show.
That seems like a damn good idea.
It's not a bad idea because your body really doesn't have a hard time processing 1 shot of whiskey. Like 1 shot of whiskey is like no big deal. It's when you go like 3, 4, you have a beer, you have a fucking
See, I don't
margarita.
cross.
Woo!
I don't mess around like that. It's just straight tequila.
I'm a huge Hunter S. Thompson fan,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the saddest things to me is watching Thompson from the time he was a really young man, when he first started making it as a journalist and a writer, to the way he was as he got older. And I think a big part of it was the alcohol. Like, he just drank so much booze that at the end he was almost incoherent. He would go on Letterman and Conan O'Brien, and you barely understood what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you just saw it. It's like, that stuff will fucking get you.
You know who always sounded drunk was Hitchens.
Yes. Well, he was drunk a lot.
He did
was
always
drunk a
sound
lot.
drunk.
He was drunk a lot, and he smoked cigarettes as well, which is just so unfortunate for such a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
He did smoke cigarettes, right?
He sounded like he did.
Doug Stanhope, what does it
Did
say?
you ever see him his booze suit he had when he got on the cruise?
No.
He snuck on all this
How to
all this alcohol.
smuggle booze on the cruise ship.
He's wearing, I don't know, liters of whiskey and vodka and mixers.
In those things?
Yeah, he had it all like in bladders and tucked into small plastic
Why is
bags.
Stanhope so skinny now?
'Cause you can't take the stuff on a cruise ship, I guess. I've never been on one. But
That
Yeah, you
is
can't.
hilarious.
Actually, you can't. That's
because
true.
they want you to buy their booze. Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
yeah.
Yeah, but they always have shit booze on board.
They do? So look at this. He's got a suit on. Oh my God, with bags of whiskey. This is so ridiculous.
You get it tucked. It's like someone in like a movie when they're making jokes about like, give me all your guns, and they have them tucked everywhere.
Oh
like,
my
he's
God,
got
this is so
alcohol
ridiculous.
Everywhere.
But he's ruining it for everyone now. Oh, he's got it in his dick. He's got a tequila tucked into his jockstrap. Are you playing this?
Yeah,
the
I
volume
have a
of
little
this?
bit of it. I'll put it up.
Oh my God, this is
In
insane.
his socks.
Hilarious.
He had it in his socks. A flask.
Fleischmann's.
Oh my God.
Flasks.
It's enough for a party of like 25 people, probably.
Not for 25 Stanhopes,
it's
though.
enough for him for
That's
a
the
week.
difference. I love him.
That's what he looked
We're
like
ready
getting
for
on.
our Norwegian Cruise Line's Impractical Jokers cruise
Hilarious.
Drop
with
trow.
smuggled alcohol.
Drop trow.
I don't want to drop trout.
Drop trout. She's just yelling at him, take his pants down. I should announce this. We're doing an end of the world election night comedy podcast from the Comedy Store. And it's going to be Stanhope and myself, and Fitzsimmons is going to do it. And we're probably going to have some other people too. And maybe Russell Peters
I'll drop
if he's in town. Fuck yeah, bitch!
What's
And-
the date?
Whatever the election day is. Is that the 3rd?
It might be the 7th. I
7th?
think the election's on the 8th, so this would be the day before.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a Monday, right?
God. This election's weird, man.
It's
Yeah, 7th.
it's a good time to be American, guys.
This is a weird one. This is a weird one because, like,
I had
so many
actually
people just want to see it play out.
somebody tweeted. I forgot who it was, but it was hilarious. They said, "I can't wait for to see the series finale of America."
Wow. It really almost feels like it. You know,
You're gonna
'cause-
vote, right?
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to vote for Gary Johnson, I think. Even though he doesn't know what Aleppo is.
You know, even though here's the thing. When I heard him ask, when I heard them ask him that question, it sounded like they wanted to know what he thought about something called Lepo.
Oh.
What do you think about Aleppo?
I think he said, what are you going to do about Aleppo?
What are you going to do about Aleppo? And he was like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I think the question just confused him.
Well, it's a really important thing to know if you want to be I mean, what has he been doing? Right, he's running for president now. That takes up all of his time. But how much was he doing when he was the governor of New Mexico as far as like paying attention to world issues? I don't know how much you have to. I
Well,
mean,
it's the
no more
thing.
than a regular person, right?
It's always weird that we get these people running for president that are from like states where you're like, do they think about the rest of the world there?
right.
Arkansas and New Mexico.
Yeah. Well, I think more people do now than ever before. More people definitely think about the rest of the world now than they did, say, 20 or 30 years ago. Just because we're in contact with people more, you know? And the internet's giving people more ideas, more things to look up, more things to think about. But, man, not knowing Aleppo, you got to know Aleppo.
You know what's funny is
I didn't know it.
I didn't know it at the time.
I didn't know it. I knew that there was tremendous issues
I
in
thought,
Syria, but I didn't know what the
know,
name of the city was.
It sounded like a nickname for something. You know what I mean?
Aleppo.
And then I would, being Indian, I was like, oh, I must be asking
Well, then
about a
there
leper.
There was the other one though, where he didn't know any world leaders.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a big problem.
That's a bigger problem than not knowing Aleppo.
Yeah, you got to be careful there, dude.
Yeah,
You got to have some people that you admire.
yeah.
But I think
Look up to somebody in your business.
Yeah, I think he said Angela Merkel, right? Is that what he said?
I don't even think I think his vice president threw that out for him.
Yeah. But that woman is
Who's running for as his who's his running mate?
some other dude.
Bill Weld, former governor
Bill
of
Will?
Massachusetts. Weld.
Oh, Bill. Weld.
Oh, that's his vice president? I should know that.
Yep,
I've
from
almost
the
like
state.
given up. It's like I'm a Cubs fan. It's like they're not going to win. They're not going to win. They're not going to. You know what I mean?
They might win this year.
They might have heard. Bob Newhart's all excited. He's 87. He said he's too old for this shit.
I love Bob.
But those Cubs fans, man, they hang in there no matter what.
I gotta support Toronto. It's my city.
I understand.
Even though I don't know a damn thing about baseball.
But doesn't this seem like it seems like a ridiculous sporting event? I mean, it really almost does. It's almost like who can I demean and insult more to diminish them more contest. Like if you really thought like that about like part of it is like they go for the worst aspects of each other and they try to like do it on live TV. It's an ugly precedent to set for the country, you know?
Especially, when they try to justify it, I think, by looking at the rest of the world when they have
Yes,
elections and how that
yes.
gets really violent in all these other parts of the world. And you remember when some leaders, I don't forget what countries it is, but somewhere in Europe, the leaders get into fights with each other in their government offices.
Oh yeah, they have fucking crazy gang fights. Yeah, there's one in some parliament or something like that. Was it in China? Was it in China? Or?
It might have been China or Korea. I think it was Korea because I saw the guy throw a kick.
Oh, I think so. And they went nuts on each other. They started fucking.
And then there was
kicking
one
the
in
shit out of each
Ukraine,
other.
remember?
Oh yeah.
And Ukraine's not the place you want to do it. And what if Vitaly Klitschko's you're running against him?
Ukraine people they're cut from a different cloth. All those people from that part of the world are there's something like extra strong about them. The robustness of the people.
They're survivors.
Fuck yeah, man! It's cold as shit up there.
Cold as shit, and they were repressed for so many years.
Yeah, if you could take some dude who lives in Siberia, some man and his wife from Siberia.
Look at Ruslan Provodnikov. He's from
Exactly.
Siberia.
Yeah.
He may not be the best at it, but he sure is the toughest at it.
Well, wasn't Karelin from Siberia as well? Alexander Karelin, the wrestler?
I could not confirm nor deny this.
Do you know who that is?
I do not.
Dude, maybe the scariest guy of all time.
Really?
In the history of Russian athletes, there's one guy who stands out. The only wrestling match he lost in the Olympics was to Rulon Gardner. I think that was the only in his entire amateur career. And I might be wrong about that. But I know he lost to him in the Olympics, and the only reason why he lost to him was like some new rule where if you separated the hands, it would be a point. It was the first time that was ever in the Olympics. So if you're, because they're Greco-Roman.
Do they use gable grip in Greco-Roman?
They do a bunch of shit, but it's mostly upper body grappling and collar ties. They don't shoot doubles. It's a different style of wrestling, and Karelin excelled at it because he was this freak specimen. But he's from Siberia. But he was like 6'3", 300 pounds, just a ridiculous guy. And there's a picture of him hoisting this guy in the air, and I have it in my gym. I stare at it all the time. Like if I ever take myself seriously, this picture right here, if I ever want to know and really truly understand what a pussy I am, I need to look at this picture of Karelin. He's gritting his teeth and he's hoisting this guy up in the air. Dude, no mouth guard. Look at the size of his fucking quads. I mean, he was a freak. Giant calves.
Yeah.
He was
Forearms.
a freak. And he fucking ragdolled dudes.
How old is he now?
Well, he's a wrestling coach now. I believe, if I had to guess, I would say he's probably 50. See how
I bet
old
you
he is.
Bellator will sign him.
Dude, he almost went to MMA in the 1990s. How old is he? 49. So I'm close. He almost went into MMA in the 1990s. It might have been the early 2000s. I think he was thinking about doing it. Because I know there were some offers, and I feel like he did some pro wrestling thing. I think he might have done some like fake wrestling thing, like for money or something like that. But dude, he was a freak, just a freak, and he would throw guys around in this really ridiculous way where they were like little children. Because he was a big giant dude. Like look at the size of that motherfucker,
shoulders. Jesus.
dude. But he was also really agile. Like these rolls that he could do, these dives, he was like so gentle in a lot of his movements, but freakishly strong. So he had achieved this spectacular balance of incredible technique, but ridiculous, freakish human athletic ability. So he had like the combination of those things. Like look at his technique, like everything is perfect, but he's also tremendously strong. Like the Russian wrestling coaching.
The look on that guy's face.
Russian wrestling is incredibly
That's
technical. Well, the Eastern Bloc countries, like they have a super high level of wrestling technical skill. Like that's one of the reasons why Georges St. Pierre is so good, because he was training with these Russian nationals that came over and lived in Montreal. Like that's where St. Pierre learned how to wrestle.
Yeah, he has a solid base.
Dude, he's incredible.
Yeah.
For a guy that
Is he coming back?
I don't know. He keeps thinking about it and talking about it. But I think
I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
Yeah, well, they're talking about like a super fight with Anderson.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In Toronto.
No one's told that to me.
I've not heard that.
I feel
I mean, I've
like
heard it, but I've not heard it from a human.
if I was George, and I was thinking right now, I think George St. Pierre is. I mean, there's only a small handful of people as famous in the world of MMA as a fighter as George St. Pierre. There's Conor, who's the most famous. There's Ronda, who's right up there. Ronda and Conor are almost interchangeable in my eyes as far as like how famous they are. Like maybe more Conor because he's famous worldwide. I don't know, man. It's super close.
I think Ronda affected her legacy by taking that year off.
Well, that doesn't matter. If she comes back with a storm, she beats Amanda Nunes and gets the belt, she's bigger than ever.
It's a tough one.
It's a very tough one. But if she does do it, she's bigger than ever. She's got that, whatever it is, that dynamic personality that people get attracted to. And there's something about her losing, and maybe even losing like that could even make it more attractive to some folks. You know, it makes her more human. Makes her more vulnerable. You know, one of the things that people didn't like about her was how confident and strong.
She was very invincible at the time.
Well, and she was also like really aggressive about it with other girls. But yeah, you know, in her eyes, those girls are trying to take something from her.
Well, she was the Mike Tyson of MMA.
Yeah, that's the only way you get to be a champion is if you have like that insane belief in yourself. But when you lose the way she lost to Holly, which is, you know, a devastating knockout, it's always interesting to see how someone rebounds. Some people rebound, they become better. They come back tougher and stronger. And
That's what we're hoping for.
That's what you're hoping for. Well, or some people come back, they fight smarter. That was George St. Pierre. When George St. Pierre got beaten up by Matt Serra clobbered him. Just clobbered him. Clipped him, hurt him, got on top of him, mounted him, punched him in the face, made him tap. I mean, he beat the shit out of him. And George came back better than ever. He just regrouped.
But George also didn't take a year off in between there.
It's true. It's
And
true,
he
but
didn't
I don't
get
know.
on TV and, you know.
No, listen, for sure.
I just think
George is a different person.
You know,
for sure.
I love Ronda, but I'm hoping, you know, for her.
I'm a big fan of taking a long time off when you get knocked out.
I get that. I understand that.
I think it's real important.
It is very important. However, what you do in that time and how you present yourself in that time is also important.
Well, she didn't really do much. She kind of laid low, you know, which
She
I
may
think
have
is
laid a
really
little
smart.
too low.
Nah, I don't think so. I see your point, but I disagree. I think she can do whatever the fuck she wants, you know?
I mean, I don't know that it really affected her brand so much, but
You sound like a marketing genius.
that's what I'm just thinking
Dude,
about.
you should have a startup. We should have a startup together.
Let's do it. What do you want to do? Weed for
So what
people
do
who
you-
don't do weed.
What do you think is wrong with taking a year off? Like,
Nothing's wrong with taking a year off, but you know that Ellen interview where she was talking about contemplating suicide?
yeah, I
and-
forgot about that.
I mean, I think those are the things that showed the mental makeup, and that's where I think that's what's put the doubt in everybody's mind now.
if I had to do a Brendan Schaub right now, I'd say for sure don't do your first interview with Ellen on TV.
Yeah, and cry.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think those TV formats, although I've done them and I enjoyed them, when you do those things, you can't be yourself in 7 minutes. It's not enough time.
Especially if
too
they
weird.
don't know you.
And the people you're talking to don't know you either. There's a giant crowd of people, and there's lights that say applause, and everybody's cheering. There's a guy who,
and the clapping instead of laughing.
they got
I
a
hate
warm
that.
up guy
Yeah.
who walks around.
Come on, guys.
Okay,
we're going
so
live.
we're coming back live. You guys are super excited. We're excited to have you. Thanks for all your enthusiasm. We really appreciate it. I'm just
yeah.
going to need it. Let's just 10% more, folks.
Yeah.
Come on, we can do this.
Yep.
So-
Take whatever you got and add 30 to it.
Now, Rhonda, tell us about your head trauma and all these people. I mean, it's like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre way to talk to people.
I think what she should have done was talk to somebody in the fight game. It would have been received a little bit better because then she would have been speaking to somebody knowledgeable about.
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? She can do whatever she wants to do. I don't know what was going on in her head during that time, but I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a year off, getting your head together. And she also had some injuries she had to take care of.
Do you think she should have changed her training camp?
I don't know what she's doing. Honestly,
Word
for
on
me
street
to
is she's still right back at Glendale Fight Club.
listen, whether or not that guy Edmund has had success with some of his students, or like what issues they've had, you can't deny that he's worked wonders with her hands. Like her striking ability, when she was warming up for that Betch Correia fight, and they were in Brazil, they were on the sand, and they're doing these
Mitts.
pad drills together.
Yeah.
She looked fantastic, right? You look at her when she first started striking. You look at it till now. That's a big percentage of that is those two working together. So there's no denying there's some merit to what he does, unquestionably. I mean, he's definitely helping her. You would have to examine the whole camp like a scientist. You'd have to sit down to do this right. Like you got a world class, world championship level racehorse in a woman like Ronda Rousey, right? Or any fighter for that matter. And if you were the overseer, if you were someone who could say, okay, what is the best course of this thing? Like how do you? Well, you have to address technical issues. You got to address psychological issues. You got to address comfort, nutrition, all these different things. You'd say, okay, technically, what are we trying to achieve? Victory, right? Like, what is her best options? Like, is she training with the best kind of sparring partners? And the thing is, you don't fucking know. Like, one person could do it one way and be super successful. Then everybody says, well, that's the way to do it. You don't spar, and you only do drills, and then you
I don't know
ride
about
bikes.
that. Yeah.
That's what Donald Cerrone's been doing. Or you could go the Eddie Alvarez route, right? Eddie Alvarez sparred like 150 rounds preparing for Rafael dos Anjos. So he went the other route. He just said, we're going fucking crazy. We're going to go old school, crazy. We're going to go in there and brawl and just be completely prepared
But
to
Cerrone
fight.
doesn't continuously train without sparring, does he?
Yes.
How long has he been doing that?
Since the fight with Dos Anjos. He was talking about, he said, you take too much punishment in the gym. He's like, you're taking too much punishment in sparring. And he had some issues where I think he said he closed his eyes and his equilibrium was giving out. And he was falling. And he was like, what the fuck? And he realized he found out later it was an inner ear issue, I think it was, right?
I had,
Ear
like
infection.
a vertigo type thing.
Oh, it was a nose clogging one that had affected his inner ear. I think it was like an infection in some way. But so he decided, let's just do drills. I know how to fight.
Yeah.
And he's had incredible results. So I think some
But
other guys
also,
are doing that
and
too.
the frequency that Cerrone fights at as well. He can probably get by without doing that because he's in the ring enough where he doesn't need to be in the ring extra.
I think you're right. I think there's that too. It's like there's a comfortable balance, and it's probably one of the reasons why he likes to fight so much.
He's easily the most active fighter in the game.
He
would you say?
definitely tries to be.
Yeah.
But the problem also is like right now, like setting up the right fight for a guy like him is probably not that easy. You know, I mean,
Because he's always ready.
well, he's always ready, and but setting up a fight for him is like, you know, it's a high profile fight, but it's also a dangerous fight. So you got to say, okay, who do you set him up with? Because after you see what he did to Rick Story, you go, holy shit! Like Donald at 170 is like some new thing.
Yeah.
He's a new thing. Like he's way healthier. It's just. It kills me to think that guy was starving himself for all those years.
He's a big dude.
He's not small, but at 155, he just didn't have the durability. And at 170, god damn, he's looking good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a crazy sport, isn't it?
You know, I love it. So, you know, and I love being there at those things. And you know, when you get to know the fighters and stuff, and you hear a little inside talk, and it's always interesting, you know.
I know it is, man.
Because you know, you realize when you meet them and you talk to them that they're just guys doing a job. They're not looking at it as I just want to be the toughest guy in the world. They're like, I got to get more money out of this.
Well, there's definitely that aspect of it, but there's also the guys that just want to go in there and be the toughest guy in the world as well.
Those are usually the new guys.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. The older guys are like, look, I already know I'm tough, and everybody else knows I'm tough. Now I got to monetize this.
Yeah, there's so many factors at play, you know, when it comes to fighting. There's genetics, which play a giant role. There's certain guys that are just built better for it. They just got a lucky roll of the dice, and they have better. Just the design of their body's better. Like
Yeah.
the shape is better. It works better. They can hit you harder. Their jaw's bigger.
Yeah.
They can take more
They
punishment.
got genetics on their side.
Yeah, there's always going to be guys like that. So you're seeing guys like that now, but then you're seeing like the mental aspect of it. How many guys have mental coaches now and hypnotists and shit?
It's such a weird game now.
Dude, it's
I mean,
interesting.
any fight sport now is very different than it was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s, when I was training boxing, there was no nutrition. There was no...
Yeah.
So I think I might have said it before. My coach would get to the gym. My coach would be like, "Go run," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"I just want to box." He's like, "No, we gotta go run." And then I would like, "All right," and go. I go, "Where do I run to?" And he goes, "Run up to, you know, Torbram and 7 and come back." And I'm like, "All right." And right at that intersection was a McDonald's, just a little bit down. So I would run to the McDonald's and get a milkshake, and then I would walk back. Because I made sure I ran there as fast as I could
to get a milkshake.
so
I think
could
that
walk back, and then I would run.
we found the issue
in the last half, so I would be sweating and a little bit out of breath when I got there.
What do you think about this Amanda Nunes Ronda Rousey fight?
Amanda's dude. She's a beast.
She's badass.
She's badass.
She's
I mean, I would feel more
badass.
comfortable if she was coming back against Misha or even a rematch against Holly, but Amanda scares me, dude.
Before Holly knocked out Ronda, I had said that I just thought Holly Holm needed more fights in the UFC, like more people to know who she is. I'm like, I go, and I think Amanda Nunes is the more dangerous fight because Amanda Nunes is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And she hits fucking hard, man.
She looks like she hits like a dude.
Yeah, she hits so much harder than most of the women in that division. She's super aggressive.
She's got shorter arms, and she looks like she can crank. Mm-hmm.
This whole Cyborg thing. Everybody wants Cyborg to fight in the UFC, and they're trying to set up a fight.
I would
with
like
Ronda.
Cyborg to fight Nunes.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like,
That'd
if
be a much
Nunes
better
could
fight in my
pack
eyes.
on some weight. So the thing about Cyborg is she struggles to get to 40.
Yeah.
Like she's so drained.
Is there a weight class
40.
above that?
There should be. There should be a 145.
Yeah, or even a 150.
They should just give her the title at 145. Who is denying that she's the toughest 145-pound woman on the planet? Who's denying that?
Yeah,
There's no one.
I think there's a shit ton of fights waiting to happen at 145, 150 even.
When Victor has a whole 145-pound division, a bunch of them were messaging me. They were tweeting at me after we were talking about bringing.
Is Victor's still around?
Yeah, the UFC owns it. They do.
Of course they do.
I think they own part of it or something, or it's on Fight Pass or something along those lines. But yeah, man, she's a destroyer. Cyborg is a destroyer.
Yeah,
she's so terrifying. Watch the way she attacks these chicks. Like, that's the 145-pound world champion.
And she looks like Mickey Rourke. So
I think she's a little prettier than Mickey Rourke, bro. You're being rude.
I meant the lips.
I can't take this. I can't take this.
Yeah. I'm going to tweet to her after and apologize.
Apologize now.
Because I don't want Cyborg kicking the shit out of me.
But what's interesting is I wonder if there's a 55. Is there a 55-pound division to be had?
I think maybe I'd go up to 148, 150 at the most, I would say.
I wonder. Because, I think Cyborg's, one of her coaches was saying that if you really gave her the right division, it would be 155. Like, that would be the division where she would feel the healthiest. Because I think she walks around at like 170 something.
Probably. She's all muscled, It's not like she's not walking around like me. She's walking around all muscle.
Yeah, she's yoked.
Yeah.
But Amanda Nunes is not that big. She's not as big as her.
No.
So that would be, it wouldn't be the wisest fight. Because Amanda Nunes is like a legitimate 135-pounder. But she's a 135-pounder that hits like a dude. And
she's very solidly built. She's very, it's all very compact.
Did you see her fight with Kat Zingano?
I did not.
Did you see how fucking ferocious Kat Zingano is? Because she had Kat Zingano hurt in the first round, and she was getting beat up, like real bad. The first round was real bad for Kat, and she made it out of that round, and she stopped her in either the second or the third. I can't really remember. See if you can remember that. Or you don't remember it. I want to say she stopped her in the third. But it was just this brutal fucking exchange, and she eventually beat Amanda Nunes. Kat Zingano's also knocked out Miesha Tate. People forget about that. Mm-hmm. Kat Zingano's a beast. What's that?
Third round TKO.
Third round TKO.
So Kat stopped Amanda in third round.
Yeah, but the first round, dude, she had to survive. She was getting beat the fuck up.
And that's all stand-up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she got cracked in the stand-up, and I think most of it was ground and pound on the ground, if I remember correctly. But Amanda's just, as far as like her punches from the outside, she's got amazing snap. Like, she really knows how to be in the right position, and she drops full, like, snapping punches on girls. Like, she really turns her knuckles over.
She knows her distance.
Oh, dude, she cracks people. She cracked Sarah McMahon. You see that fight?
I did not.
Dude.
A lot of the times I jump in somewhere right around 3 fights before the main event or 2 fights before the main event. So
yeah, you're one of those cool guys.
No, I watch the prelims and then I get fucked up when I have to change a channel because I'm like, where did it go? How am I finding this? You know?
Yeah, when you're there live though, do you go for the whole event?
I
or
do. I do get there very early.
Yeah,
For
the live event is a different animal, right? Everybody should see a UFC live once.
I always try and get your attention, but I'm always on the wrong side of the octagon.
Just come over and grab me, man.
Oh, they'll stop
sit
me.
next
Sir,
to
you
me.
can't go this way. And I'm like, all right.
Well, next time come with me. I'll hook it up. But
I see the seats you get. And I'm like, where are you? And they're like, oh, I'm with Joe. And I'm like, fuck, that's a good seat.
you could do that. We could do that.
Yeah.
We'll hook it up. How about Toronto?
I'm
You gonna
in.
be there for that one?
What is it, December 10th?
Something like that. I'm doing a show with Big J Okerson
Oh, I love Jay.
at Massey Hall.
Can I host it?
Fuck yeah.
That's it.
Russell Peters, Big J, and me. You heard it here, folks.
I'll host that. I'll host
It's like
the shit out of
December 9th or whatever it is, the day before the
Just make
UFC.
sure I'm
Yeah.
not fucking double
Tickets are
talking
not on
you.
sale yet. They'll be on sale like in a week.
December.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll be
hell
fun,
yeah.
dude. The three of us, well, that'll be a good old time.
Hell yeah.
That'll be real fun. But what were we just talking about? Oh, the Amanda Nunes Ronda Rousey fight. But if Ronda gets her to the ground, man, it could get super interesting.
I would just like to see one tune-up fight.
No tune-up fights. This is not boxing. The UFC doesn't give tune-up
No,
fights.
they don't. Fuck.
It's just,
They just give
mountain
fights.
after mountain.
You know
They've-
what I will say, though? That the women have proven to have far more resilience than the men. A lot of times. They're just fucking, their willingness to not tap and their willingness to get in there and
I prefer
scrap
to
it
not
out.
compare them gender to gender because I'm not one of those people.
Right.
So I just want to let you know that.
I
right
just objectified them in my own
now. I
little way,
think,
guys.
I mean, no need to even compare them to the men. What I'll say is there's amazing athletes and amazing champions in both the men and the women's division
Absolutely.
legitimately now. Like there's no denying that there's world-class talent, but there's also no denying that the highest levels of male talent, there's a bigger pool. But that's natural because there's more men that are interested in competing in MMA
primarily a
than women.
male-dominated sport.
Yeah, but the women's side is growing, and you're getting a lot of like really high-level Muay Thai fighters, like Valentina Shevchenko, who's a multiple-time world champion, who comes over, and now she's fighting, and she just beat Holly Holm. She beat Holly Holm, and she really like outclassed her with stand-up. Like that was a big aspect of that,
That was
fight.
I did see that, and that was a big shock for me. I thought Holly would outbox her.
No, Valentina's nasty, dude. She's got that beautiful check right hook, and she's real sneaky with her leg kicks. She's got excellent timing.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really dangerous fighter for anybody in that division because if you can't take her to the ground, it's highly unlikely that you're going to stand with her and not get cracked.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna start getting real apprehensive about your movements because she throws that beautiful check right hook, or at least she did with Holly.
She counters well.
Dude, she's just real high level striker. And if you can't get her to the ground, and even if you can get her to the ground, like she's been working on her ground game and she's very strong. So there's like that fight right there.
Isn't
the
she
Holly
due
Holm
for a
fight.
title shot though?
Yes. Yeah, she is, I'm sure. She's fighting Misha. No, who the fuck is she
She is fighting Misha, I think.
Misha's fighting somebody in Madison. No, Misha's fighting Rochelle Pennington.
Oh,
Yeah, Raquel Pennington and Misha are fighting
in New York.
in New York City. Yeah. Raquel Pennington's another one. She doesn't get enough respect. She's dangerous. Super aggressive, really good timing. Really good timing with her hands.
Are
in
you doing
particular.
those ones?
Yeah, the Madison Square Garden one for sure.
MSG, New York,
very
and
excited.
New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like for me, like a fight like the Misha Tate Holly Holm fight. That's about as exciting a fight as you're
That was
ever
a
going to
very
see.
exciting fight.
It's about
That
as
was a
exciting a
great
fight as you will ever see. And the fact that there was a round in there where not much was happening, a round or so where not much was happening, where
Yes.
Holly was trying to avoid Misha and was just striking on the outside, that made the ending even more spectacular. Like
Yeah.
the lull in that
Yep.
actually made the fight better in the end.
Because it looked like Holly was going to cruise to a victory.
And out of nowhere.
And then Misha dug deep.
Woo!
But
It's one of my all-time favorite moments.
Yep, and then fucking Holly did not fuck. She's like, "Fuck you, I'm not tapping."
She went to sleep
went out
throwing
punching.
punches. Oh my god,
And it looked like one of those puppets, you know, the one.
gangster! So gangster. The whole fight, so gangster. And that was on the same card where Nate Diaz beat Conor.
Yep.
I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I decided to stay doing commentary. That card, because I was on the fence. I was like, maybe I should just stop doing it and then just devote more time to doing
Were you
other stuff.
offered the Bisping Hendo fight?
No, I told him I'm not doing the ones that are overseas.
Wow, such a good fight.
It was amazing. I enjoyed it. I watched it at home. I watched it here. We watched it here. We did a fight
Did part
companion.
of you wish you could have been there to commentate that one?
Nah.
I mean, the
No.
fight companions are great, but I'm saying.
No.
I just think you would have
I think
added.
Brian Stan's awesome.
I think Brian Stan's great.
He
but
takes a lot of shit from people that just don't like things that are different, or they just pick a side or something like that. But I love his
No,
commentary.
I like Brian. I like Kenny. I like everybody doing
Yeah.
it. But you're that thing.
Yeah, but they could be that thing too. You know who's really good is Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is very good, especially from the technical aspect. And so's Daniel Cormier.
Yeah,
Cormier's-
I do like both of them when they do it for
Well,
fun.
Cormier's also spent so much time doing the behind the desk stuff now that he's gotten real comfortable with expressing himself in like poetic and interesting ways. Like when he's describing fights he gets hyped up about it. He's got great emotion to it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining as well as
Isn't
informative.
he fighting Anthony soon?
Yeah, he's fighting Rumble.
Rematch. That's an exciting fight.
The Rumble man's coming. He's so scary.
He is a very scary
He's so
fucking guy.
scary.
I've
But then
seen
again-
him at the fights just in the audience, and I smiled because I acknowledged, like, hey, man. And he did not fucking smile back.
He's a bad motherfucker, that Rumble.
But it wasn't like, I hate you. It was just like, fuck you smiling at.
No, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
Rumble's a good guy. He's a very good guy.
I don't know him like that, but I gave him a smile and a nod, and I got a...
It's almost like he's got different kind of bones. Like everybody else has bones that
He
are made
reminds
out
me
of
of Bruce Seldon the way he looks.
No.
Yeah, look like his face.
No.
I don't know why. I just look at him
Really?
and I always pictured Bruce Seldon.
That's weird. Maybe
I mean,
you're
Bruce
racist.
Seldon was kind of a bum.
Are you racist?
But no, absolutely. You know I'm a racist. Of course I am. I hate everybody.
No, well, Rumble is a unique specimen. It's just so hard to believe that he was a 170-pounder for so long and
Yeah.
was killing himself to make that 170.
Yeah.
Goes up to 205 and is one of the scariest guys ever.
Yeah.
He's one of the scariest guys of all time.
I don't even know how he made 170.
How the fuck did he make 170?
I don't know. That's a young man's thing. There's Anthony.
Yeah, he doesn't look anything like Bruce Seldon.
Might get a
though.
shot of Bruce Seldon. Let's see. Maybe not that picture.
Not at
There's
all.
a picture
You're
of Bruce
racist.
Seldon where I'm not kidding.
Racist.
There's a picture of Bruce Seldon where he looks really dark, and that's not it. Look at that picture up there
Tan
on the
Bruce
right.
Seldon.
See the one where he's wearing the red and white trunks? Yeah, see?
Oh, okay. No, you're racist.
That's me, guys.
But we got to remember, Rumble survived that storm the first time. You know, the first fight that Rumble and DC had, Cormier survived. Cormier survived that storm and then put his own storm on Rumble. You know, Cormier is he's such a world class wrestler, and his sparring partner is fucking Cain Velasquez,
Yeah, so-
and the other one is Luke Rockhold. So on a daily, he's sparring with those fucking guys,
And they go hard in AK.
yeah. And he's arguably one of the best wrestlers to ever compete in MMA. There's like a handful of guys you look at as being in contention for being the best wrestler to
Yep.
ever compete in MMA. Henry Cejudo, of course, Olympic gold medalist.
Yep.
You know, there's a few guys, but Cormier is in that mix. Like, he's in the mix.
I mean, they all give each other something else, you know what I
Yep.
mean? So that's
And I think that fucking AKA camp
They're
where
nuts.
it's him and Kane and they're just smashing heads together all the time.
it's funny when I'm up in Northern Cali, I'll call whoever and I'm like, hey, I'm out here. And they're like, do you want to come train? And I'm like, no. They're like, you want to come train at AK?
No, thanks.
I'll call Gil and he's like, you want to come by Scrap Pack and train? I'm like, no, I'm good, buddy.
Fuck all that.
I'm like, yeah, my level is not anywhere near anybody's level.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get someone to hold pads.
Yeah, I'm a 46-year-old man. I'm a chubby fucking Indian guy. I'm not trying to.
It's fun to be around those places, though.
Yeah, that's what does you in. You go
Yeah.
in, you see everybody. You go, yeah, I'm not built for this.
Yeah.
I'm a hobbyist. These guys are lifers.
You have to have the most insane dedication, I think, for any athletic endeavor.
I think below 40, and I would have gone and trained with them, but I didn't know them then. So
Well, it's just a weird thing to dabble in. Like dabbling in MMA, you really can't do it. You have to be, unless you're some freak athlete. There's always exceptions. There's always people that just have ridiculous like apparently that's what John Jones was for the longest time before he moved to Albuquerque.
Right.
He would take time off and go back to New York and train some out there, but not train with anybody like the people he's training with,
It seems
before his fights.
everybody's out there in Albuquerque now training it.
Yeah. Well, he moved there, and then once he moved there, I mean, I think everything went up to the next level. But he was a guy that could take all that time off, come back, and still fuck everybody up. Mm-hmm. Just a freak athlete.
Is he coming
talented
back
as well?
Did they lift his ban or?
I don't know, man. I don't think they sentenced him.
Well,
I don't know if he got sentenced.
They sentenced Connor $150,000 for a fucking water bottle.
Yeah, that seemed a little excessive.
But yeah, tiny bit, huh?
Why'd they do that? Why
It's
so
not like
much
he's a
money?
habitual bottle thrower that, like, we are finally punishing you for this.
Yeah, I'm sick of all that bottle throwing, bro. It is a stupid thing to do, though.
That was,
Well, come on. Do you really think he was going to hit him? It's too far away. It wasn't.
I thought it was just hype for the fight,
Yeah, it is just hype for the fight.
And, it's not like he threw a glass bottle. He threw a fucking water
He
bottle.
refuses to fight in Las Vegas after a $150,000 fine.
That's fair enough.
Well, it's a good thing to get the Vegas people to recognize there's consequences to this, but the UFC is so big right now, they sell out no matter who's fighting.
And community service.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's 50 hours of community service. Wow, 50 hours is a real week. It's a week worth of work. The fuck's he got to do?
Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, they're flexing. People, they like flexing. They really shouldn't have thrown water bottles at each other or Monster energy drinks or whatever they did. That shit's stupid. You're going to fight eventually. You throw things at each other.
You get a little amped up. They're young kids,
But ultimately, I think the $150,000 fine is worth it for them. The amount of money that they all made, that everybody made. So the government, the athletic commission gets to step in, slap them a little bit, take a little cash, make a stink out of it. They get to protest it. But the fact is that press conference where he threw that water bottle at Nate Diaz is probably worth $400,000 as far as profit.
Right.
How many more people got hyped up for it? People love a fight at a press conference.
Yeah.
They love when someone Don't do it, folks. If you're listening, John Jones and Daniel Cormier, that was one of the reasons why that fight became such a big deal is because at the
But
face-off,
did they have to pay any fines after that?
fuck yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Not
did.
$150,000
I don't know how much they
worth
paid.
of fines.
Well, maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe they want to discourage anybody from doing this further. Maybe they want to say, look.
It's as old as any fight game is.
And it's also real.
Yeah,
I mean, like the John Jones one in particular was fucking real. When Daniel put his hand on John's neck and pushed him back, John was like, "Fuck that! That's just not happening." He didn't give a shit if there was 1 million people around. He was only fined $50,000.
Yeah.
So John was fined $50,000 and was ordered to complete 40 hours of community service, and Cormier was fined $9,000 in order to complete 20 hours of community service. So they made a distinction that Cormier was less guilty than John.
Mm-hmm.
But Cormier touched him first.
Did he?
Yeah, he grabbed his neck and pushed him back because John got face-to-face with him and touched faces with him.
Right.
The fines constituted 10% of each fighter's respective purse for the January 3rd fight. Wow, does that even make sense?
That's how little
they made? Does that really make sense? $90,000, really? For the title fight?
Hey, man.
That sounds crazy. I don't know what their deal is because they get paid and then they have like a reported pay and then they have a different pay, like percentage of pay-per-view
There's
and a
that,
bunch of different stuff.
But they always show it in the papers. And
they don't show locker room bonuses. I don't know what that means.
they do show
Don't
that.
get mad at me.
When you
they
go
show
to,
it where?
If you go to I follow every time I go to Yahoo News, it tells you the whole purse breakdowns for everybody, and then the bonus for the nightly bonus and the percentage bonus.
No, they do performance of the night bonuses. That make that public, but they also do some weird locker room bonus thing.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I don't know what the fuck that's all about.
What did they just
It's a
find?
private company is the point. And
Didn't they just find Roy as well?
Yeah, they're going to fine it. What did it say? What did you just put up?
It was his Jones attorney was arguing that they shouldn't be paying off a percentage of their purses, and Cormier is scheduled to make a base pay of $90 for the fight and also a possible $90,000 win bonus. So
It just seems like a really low amount. It feels like that's not right.
It's 10%.
I know it's so low to be fighting for the world title.
Yep.
It seems wrong. I mean, it seems incorrect. It seems wrong too, right?
It's always seemed wrong to me.
At the highest levels, those guys are making some serious cash now. What's interesting is how many people are going to reach that level, and what you're seeing is a lot of people that are trying to sort of generate public interest the same way Connor's done. So there's like guys who really never really trash talked before who are really into trash talking
Yeah,
now.
they're not good at it either.
But it's awkward and it's uncomfortable. And here's the thing: it's if you're a Conor McGregor and it comes natural and that's what you do, and that's one thing. But if you're like you've got a strategy and your strategy is to be the controversial guy, and you're gonna get everybody to pay attention to you, like, well, that's a lot of work, man.
I mean, Nate is what Nate is, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, on one hand, it's also not what martial arts are at their best. Like, at the very best, they're two guys who want to compete and test themselves against each other at the very highest level, right? And when we think of a martial artist, we don't think of some dude who's insulting someone and spitting at him and throwing water bottles.
I mean, they're trying to take the thug aspect out of it, which is fair.
Well, when you think
because
of like
when
elite,
you think back to it, it was always Bruce Lee. Everybody respecting and bowing, and you know.
Yeah.
Now it's just a lot of meatheads who know how to fight.
There's definitely that too, but to achieve the level of like a world-class level, like you have to have so much control over who you are. You have to be able to figure out where all your personality pitfalls are and soothe out all the bullshit in your life and concentrate on the work. It's such a weird sport, man. There's no sport that carries the consequences of loss like MMA does.
Boxing as well, I would say.
Boxing's pretty close. But MMA, like...
But I think in MMA you can have a loss and still come back and it doesn't affect you that much.
You think it does in boxing?
In boxing, because, it's so fucking shady in boxing. Oh, he lost. No good. We need somebody else. An undefeated record in boxing means a lot more than it does in MMA.
Well, there's only been a few, right?
Right.
That's what everybody strives for. They strive for that Gennady Golovkin, perfect, undefeated record as they go into the big fight, you know? But that didn't harm Canelo. I think Canelo's stock rose in the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Yeah, because he was so young. And I was at that fight, as a matter of fact, and I think that Floyd could have stopped Canelo in that fight if he really wanted to.
You think so?
Yeah, he was just hitting him at will. And you could see Canelo going back. I mean, all he had to do was just put a little bit more pressure on him. But I think Floyd, being somewhat compassionate, was like, nah, if I stop this kid, it might ruin his career. So.
Wow, you really think that?
I think that.
Wow, that's an interesting way of looking at it. I didn't think that. I thought he's not taking any chances. He's boxing smart, and Canelo can still pop. And he carries that pop late into the fight. And he's dangerous. So if Floyd opened up to try to really hurt him and stop him, he ran the risk of being countered. Canelo's a master.
True.
Canelo's not as fast as Floyd, but his timing's really good.
It is, but at that time he was still very green.
No, for sure.
And Floyd really was in the zone in that fight. He was just hitting him pop, 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 and then he would crank a right hand on him. You see Canelo go back a little bit. I think Canelo's chin's a little overrated.
Really?
We saw that when who the fuck knocked him down in the first or second round in that one fight.
Yeah, somebody knocked him down fairly recently, right?
No, maybe about around
4 or 5 fights ago.
Maybe about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
it was a younger Canelo then, but do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I definitely don't think he has a bad chin, but anybody can get knocked down, especially early in your career. Especially aggressive guys.
I've also heard that Canelo sparred with Golovkin before.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Golovkin beat the piss out of him in sparring, and that's why he's
saying no thanks.
Yeah,
not interested in that fight.
I think he's just trying to sharpen up his skill set before he gets back in there with him.
Yeah, man, I don't know how much.
I mean, Triple G knocked down Kovalev in sparring.
Did he? Mm-hmm. I had heard that.
Yeah, even Kovalev said it. He goes, he hits really hard. Because I wasn't prepared that day, but
Wow.
He said they're also very good friends as well.
Golovkin's a scary guy because he looks like some cute little boy band.
Yeah, he does not look like
character.
he can. He doesn't even look like he throws with power.
He looks like he's from a Russian boy band.
Yeah.
Right? He's so cute.
He's just so goofy,
Yeah, he's adorable. And if you look at his body, it's not the scariest body.
It's just not chiseled. It's just, he's a thin guy.
Yeah, like you see Rumble knocking people out, you look at his body, you go, well, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You see Golovkin knocking people out, and you go, wow, where's all that coming from?
He doesn't have huge legs. He doesn't have particularly big traps. He's
got Yeah, look at him
look at
there.
him.
He's got flawless technique, though.
Yeah.
Flawless.
He had over 300 amateur fights.
Yeah, he's so aggressive, too. He's so aggressive, and he keeps a pace on guys that's very difficult to handle.
And he also, people go, oh, he's beatable. I'm like, I just think he does things for the fight game. Like, I know I can knock you out. I'm just going to extend this a little bit just to give people yeah, it's always says it too, but you see him do it. You can see like he basically just, I'm going to make it look like I got comfortable with you. But, at any point, he gets like, all right, good night, and he could do it at any point.
Well, he definitely, if he wants to risk getting hit, but he bleeds guys. He saps them. He's a left hooker to the body. He stays on guys with combinations, and he's always pressing forward. Like you never rest with that guy.
Yeah, he doesn't move back very often.
Yeah, it's a really interesting style. Because another guy's got a crazy style like that is Vasily Lomachenko.
Oh, Lomachenko's probably one of the best fighters in the game right now.
It's insane.
He's fighting
So
Nicky
technical.
Walters. Is that his name?
I don't
Nicholas
know who he's
Walters,
fighting.
the Jamaican kid.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good fight.
Well, he's another guy that, like, if you wanted to see beautiful technical movement and defensive movement in boxing.
When I was training with Arizo, we would go to train at Robert Garcia's gym.
Oh, yeah?
And Lomachenko would be there every now and then.
There he is. Like, look at
He's
this.
a little guy, too.
He's just standing right in front of people, beating them up and slipping
Look,
everything
he's
they
slick.
throw at him. God, he's so
Yeah,
good.
slick and accurate.
Look at that.
Moves just enough.
Look at this, like knowing exactly what's coming and when. Damn, he's a really interesting fighter as well because he's so hard to hit, but he's also so aggressive. It's weird. Like that's not
Hands down. Look at that. Hands down.
But he's lost in boxing and pro boxing.
Yeah.
He lost to that Mexican dude. Fuck's his name? Who did he lose to? Oh, old warrior, veteran. Solis?
Omar Solis? Orlando Salido. Did he
Orlando
lose to
Salido. That's right.
Salido's a warrior, too.
Yeah, a guy's been around forever. Yeah,
He's
there it
fighting
is.
Nicky
Orlando
Walters.
Salido. That's who he's fighting next?
Yeah, Nicholas Walters.
Well, he's definitely putting some attention on these lighter
But it was
divisions.
a split decision, so I mean, whenever it's a split decision, you could be like, could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was apparently a crazy war, and he wants to fight him again.
Do you think Hendo Bisping should have been a draw or a split decision?
I think the scoring system sucks.
Yeah.
Some people said that first round wasn't a 10-8 round. That
was more than a 10-8. That might have been a fucking 10-7 round.
It's definitely a 10-8 for sure because he knocked him down. He had him rocked. He was standing on top of it. And Bisping survived for sure. I mean, Bisping showed true grit. He got through that. He pressed on. But he was in a world of shit. And I think he would admit it. His face shows it. I mean, he's all beat up. So that's a significant round. And then there was another round where Hendo knocked him down again, right?
Yep. So it was the second or third.
It's hard to tell, man. But the other thing that balanced that out was that Bisping was way more active. And you got to take that into account. It's not like Bisping was landing all those shots and attacking because Hendo let him. No, it's because he was imposing his game on Henderson. The question is, like, is Henderson's game more impactful? Well, maybe, but there's less impacts. Okay, well, how about damage? Well, damage-wise, Hendo was way
this
ahead.
guy gave Bisping the first round?
Who did?
The first judge, White.
No fucking way.
Yeah, look.
They all three. The first round is the top row. This is the second round right here.
Oh.
But the
Okay.
second round.
But
this
look,
guy gave
even
it
that
to
guy gave
Bisping.
the first. Okay.
These two gave it to him.
Oh, okay. So
It's the only round they gave Henderson was the second round. These two judges.
So he made
Or,
the
I'm
first.
sorry, the first two rounds.
He made the first
But he
round
made
at
it
10-9, 10-9, 10-9.
They all made it a 10-9.
They all made it a 10-9. See, that's not smart. That's not smart. That's not right.
The minute there's a knockdown like that, it's got to be a 10-8 round.
It's not just a knockdown. It was like a knockdown in boxing makes a 10-10 round, a 10-9 round, or a 10-8 round.
Yeah.
Like if they're evened up, it'll make it a 9-9 round. But for the most part, it's a 10-8 round, right? When a guy knocks a guy down.
You knock a guy down. First you won the round, then you got the knockdown.
But it's a fact. There's no facts in MMA when it comes to that. There's no like one thing that happens where you definitely take a point off. We know that with boxing, right? Well, with MMA, that wasn't just a knockdown. There was a knockdown and then followed by some fucking ferocious, hair-raising ground and pound.
Yeah.
He got elbowed. He got punched. He got beat up. He got out of there. His face is bleeding. His eye was closed. You can't say that wasn't close to being stopped.
Yeah, you got to be on the brink of being stopped.
So that round I disagree with across the board.
Yeah.
And then it's try to figure out who won the other rounds. There was the other one where Hendo hurt him. What round was that? Was it the second round that he hurt him again?
It must
I
be,
think
'cause
so,
they all
right?
gave him a 10 round.
Yeah. The second round he hurt him again. And then you have to argue about the fourth and the fifth rounds. You have to figure out who won those. It was a close fight, but I could see the way many people thought that Bisping landed more, and even though they weren't as impactful, you have to add that up against the lower volume but more power by Henderson.
Well, it's about effectiveness, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Henderson at the end of the fight looked like he just got done sparring,
Yeah.
and Bisping looked like he just got done with a fight with Henderson.
Yeah.
You know, it's really what it looked like. He went through 5 rounds with one of the toughest fucking guys ever. The question is, who won it? I think the system's flawed. I could see under the system that we have today that Bisping won that fight. I could see it by volume.
I could see it as a draw. I could see it as a fair draw.
Mm-hmm.
And
I could see that too.
And that would have been a very fair outcome.
I could see that too. I
Because
definitely
I don't think Bisping did enough to beat Dan, and I don't think Dan did enough to beat Bisping.
That's a good argument. It's a real good argument. And I think if there's ever a fight where you could say a draw might be justified, that's one. If you look online, like people who think Bisping won versus people who think Henderson won, it's pretty much split down the middle, except English people.
Of course.
And even American people. There's a lot of American people that think Bisping won. So it's a flawed system. The system
He's got
of judging is not good.
What's it called?
Medical suspension?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
ain't good for you.
That's a long one.
Yeah, well, they looked at that fight and went, settle down.
Yeah.
Everybody relax for a little while. You just went to war with a fucking meat machine.
Yeah.
Like a cleaver.
Who was it? Kung was telling me that Henderson and we're hanging out, and Henderson just punched him like as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because he hit so fucking hard.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure.
Said it was like, wow, what the fuck, dude? You know.
I don't think it makes sense. He's just got one of those weird frames.
Yeah.
There's some people that just have power that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like regular power, and then, there's that Henderson thing, that rumble thing.
Yeah, I need to step in and crank the right way in order to get power. I don't have that just, I'm going to hit you and you're going to feel power.
Do you know who's got it? It's scary, that John Lineker kid, that little guy. He used to fight at 125, and now he fought at 135 in his last fight, but missed weight and beat John Dodson in like a really close decision. But he's got that weird spooky power, even for a little guy. For a 135, it's kind of rare.
There's little guys that have some heavy hands.
He's got the heaviest. He's the heaviest I've ever seen in this division. He's a clobberer. He just gets guys up against the cage and just clobbers them. And it's one of those things where when they feel the power the first time, you can see it in their eyes. They're like, holy shit.
It's like when Golovkin hit somebody, see it in their face immediately. I've never seen people wince until they got hit by him.
Yeah. He's something special for sure.
People, every time they get hit, you look at their face, oh, what the fuck?
Do you know his boxing fights don't have much pay-per-view buys, though?
Yeah, because he's not,
That's crazy to me, though. He's so exciting.
He's exciting, but he's with Tom Loeffler, and...
Who's Tom Loeffler?
That's his promoter. And
his promoter fuck up?
No, it's just that Tom Loeffler does not have the connections, I think, that Bob Arum or fucking...
Floyd Mayweather.
What's his name there? Al Heyman has,
Well, Golden Boy, right? Yeah. Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya and...
Then there's, but Al Heyman's the guy really who's got all the connects.
And I like how they take in fighters there too. Like Bernard Hopkins is one of the partners over there, and it's they seem to do a good job. What's a crazy thing though, to go from being a fighter to being a promoter?
Yeah, and then realizing you're making way more money as a promoter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're not in the line of fire at all. You're like, this is bullshit.
I think Hopkins is going to take one more fight though.
Yeah, I think so. Just to get it out of the system.
Bernard is at least 50, right?
He's 51 this year now, or next year.
Incredible.
Never been out of shape, though.
I know. Well, I mean, he's a super, super disciplined guy. But it's just amazing that he's willing to do one more fight at this age. And then, of course, being a successful promoter now.
You know, that's you don't leave fighting.
Hopkins
That'll be
vows.
52nd.
I'll fight before my 52nd
It's
birthday.
in January, so he's gonna soon.
Yeah.
How is he going to do that?
Who's he gonna
It says
fight?
December somewhere in L.A.
Probably at the Forum.
In December in L.A. Dude, we should go.
I'm in. You
It'll
don't
be
have
the
to-
last time Bernard Hopkins ever
Yeah,
fights.
look, the
We
Forum,
should
I told
go.
you, the Forum.
HBO telecast.
Dude, we got to go.
Salito versus.
I want to be
Oh,
there for that
I was.
live.
I was at that Salito Takashi Mura fight.
So that's going to be, what date is it? December.
I don't know. It doesn't say. I don't know.
Hmm.
It could take place at this one. It says it doesn't have a date on it.
Okay.
No, they're having a rematch again.
Who?
The Salito Takashi Mura.
Oh, really?
Wait, I was just at this fight.
Orlando Salito, who's the first guy to beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, this week. So
October 12th. Interesting. Well, you know, I always look back to when Bernard Hopkins fought Tito Trinidad.
Oh yeah, remember when he threw the flag down in Puerto Rico and they chased him
went
out of the
crazy.
stadium?
They wanted to kill him.
And I was like, oh, I remember that time I was like, Trinidad's gonna knock him out. I was like, oh, he stopped Trinidad.
He beat the shit out of Trinidad. He didn't just beat the shit out of him. He boxed his face off before he beat the shit out of him.
Wasn't it Hopkins? I think it was Hopkins that I'm almost sure it was Hopkins. He had a fight. This was in probably the late 90s. The guy somehow got under him and body slammed him.
Yep.
And he dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
And they were like, we could stop the fight and you could win by decision. He goes, nope. He dislocated his right hand, his right shoulder. And
Hopkins?
Yeah.
Well, didn't he? No, I don't remember that. I remember one time he
Wasn't it
got
against-
thrown out. He dislocated his shoulder, and they stopped the fight.
No.
And they stopped the fight because of him getting thrown out of the ring. Maybe he got thrown out of the ring more than once.
Yeah, I think this was against Antoine Eccles, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I knew he got thrown out of the ring against
And
one
then
guy.
I remember
and
he
hurt
got his
himself.
shoulder dislocated, and then he still went next round and he stopped him with his left hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember that at all.
It might not have been Hopkins, but I remember this fight.
Dawson.
Huh? Was it?
Chad Dawson?
Did Chad Dawson do that against? No, it was definitely not Chad.
Chad Dawson's another guy. Well, whoever it was.
I remember Antoine Eccles being in the mix, and his name was spelled Antw.
Woods.
And
Hopkins' shoulder hurt after Dawson throws him down. Fight ends in the second. Yeah. That's what it is. So, yeah, it was Chad Dawson. But I feel like, no. See, it said it was
This
Chad
was
Dawson, but he'd also had this happen before this fight. Because Chad Dawson that was fairly recently. It was
Yeah.
like in the late
90s.
Yeah, exactly.
When,
You're right.
When Hopkins was not dislocated.
Yeah. It was just, if you just Google Hopkins' record.
Yeah.
This is not an exciting podcast to listen to.
Apologize, guys.
While we're Googling Bernard Hopkins' record so we can
By the time I
remember a
shit the
name.
bed on the Joe Rogan Experience.
I don't think it was a loss. I think it was
No,
a
he
victory.
won. It was. Did he fight Antoine Eccles?
See if you find
Go
like
down,
where-
right there, right down there. Antoine Eccles, TKO 11.
maybe that was the second fight. Because
He's
whoever
past it.
whoever
It's
threw him
above-
down,
He fought him twice.
yeah, whoever threw him down,
So it was
he
there.
came
One of
back
those,
and
I'm
beat
thinking.
their ass.
Yeah. See, do you see it?
What's
You're
that?
going the wrong way.
I'm gonna look it up a different way.
Okay, Jamie's gonna look it up a different way.
I remember seeing it on ESPN.
Canelo and Gennady Golovkin though would break the bank.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Golovkin needs to get like one more big ass fight.
He's supposed to be fighting Danny Jacobs
Oh really?
in December. There was a purse bid just now.
Oh yeah, purse bid.
Purse
I like
bid.
it. Look at you. You're deep in the boxing and
You
the
know me.
DJ world.
You know how I get down, Joe.
You do get down.
I do get down, buddy. Yeah.
What other good fights are happening right now in boxing? Oh, Andre Ward.
Andre
And-
Ward Kovalev.
Yeah.
And I'm in fucking Toronto that night. God damn it.
You
I
wanna
did
be there
not
live?
think that one through.
Is that one in Vegas?
Yeah, T-Mobile, I believe.
Whew, that's a
Who you
good
going?
fight.
I'm going with Kovalev on that.
It's a good fight. It's a very good fight.
I don't think Andre has the power to hurt Kovalev.
Do you think it's because he's going up to 75?
'Cause he's at 175, and to me, has not looked that impressive at 175.
We only had one fight at 175, right?
Two.
Two? He had two? Oh, I thought he just had one.
And he doesn't hit very hard.
Who did he fight at 175 before that?
He fought a Dominican guy. I was at that fight. That was in in Ontario, California, and oh no, maybe that was at 168. But whatever it was, he's fought twice now.
Yeah, it's hard when a guy has to figure out what to do to make the big bucks. You got to take a chance, and Andre's dominating at 68. He's just such a good boxer, man. Such a smart dude. You know, he fought a big portion of his career with a fucked up shoulder.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he had to get shoulder
I thought
surgery.
he had a fucked up eye or something.
I don't know about that, but he had.
Might have been the shoulder. I was getting mixed up with his eye.
Maybe, but he finally had shoulder surgery like 2 years ago. He had to take almost like a full year off.
Yeah, he took a lot of time off.
Shoulder surgery is like that.
He's had a lot of years off. He keeps getting too much time off, as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
look at you.
If
You're like a mean boss.
I am. If you're at the
As far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, kid, if you're at the prime of your career, you need to be in the prime of your career.
Yeah, but if you got a jack shoulder, there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
True. Little rotator cuff never hurt nobody.
Well,
I mean, it hurt a lot of people.
The boxers it's really common they get shoulder injuries. But it's
Probably from overextending.
from a lot of things, just sparring. You know, I know guys that have had their biceps torn off because they were sparring and they threw a punch and someone blocked the punch, like an arm got in the way, and just the full extension being caught like halfway, and then pop, they get a torn bicep tendon.
And that's why
It
I don't have
curls up.
biceps, guys.
Well, if you do a lot of curls, you really should be careful because you can break that thing, and when it breaks, it pulls up and knots. Like you never seen Matt Serra's arm?
No.
Matt Serra's got one bicep that broke and then curled up.
They can't fix it?
Well, they could have right after it happened. Like
But
if
he
you
did.
go to the hospital right after it happened, they reattach it and then you could fix it.
It's like an Achilles tear, almost.
Why?
When your Achilles snaps, doesn't your ankle just go loose like that?
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
snaps
yeah.
up like a rubber band?
Well, it's like that in a way, but apparently it just looks bad. Like it pulls up and it hangs up there and it looks bad, but it doesn't really affect the movement of your arm. So a lot of guys don't do anything about it. They don't even get it fixed. They just leave it with that weird lump in it.
It's got to hurt on some level? Or?
No, I guess it doesn't. Not according to Matt Serra, you know.
Well, he's the Terra.
He is the Terra. But you know, there's not a goddamn thing in the world that beats your body up more than MMA and maybe football. Between those two things.
I would much rather watch MMA. Football, I don't understand football on any day.
It's because you're Canadian. You're lucky you're here. We're lucky we let you in.
I know. I really. Where's it? Oh, where's
Matt
it?
Serra.
Is that it?
Yeah, you can see he's like
That's Matt
missing a
Hughes
chunk
in
of
him,
his
huh?
arm. His bicep, his right bicep. It's like the front part of it from the elbow
Oh, I see.
towards the
So
shoulder.
it just looks
is
like he has a
just
high
missing.
bicep.
Yeah, he got a chunk torn out of it. But it doesn't affect his movement. You know, it's weird. It just looks odd. But that's one that breaks. The human body is very fucking soft when it comes to you see the durability of animals, and you see how fucking goddamn flimsy we are, Russell Peters.
Oh yeah, they've got it figured out.
Animals do.
Yeah. Yeah, they figured it out. They figured out how they know exactly how to stay in their lane.
Yes, they definitely do that. Right?
Humans are always like, well,
There's no Renaissance animals
there should be.
that know everything. You know, they can fly.
An owl.
They know how to swim
Would be
underwater.
would be the Renaissance animal.
Yeah, give a hoot. Owls are fucking creeps, man. I remember when I first moved to
They're
California.
very violent.
They're super violent. Well, they're predators.
Yeah.
When I first moved to California, I saw an owl that was flying off with a rabbit and dropped the rabbit. And because I was, he had killed this rabbit, I guess, real close to the road. And as I was driving, he tried to fly off with the rabbit and then decided, fuck this, I'm not getting away fast enough, and just dropped the rabbit and then flew. So I see him fly off with the rabbit in his talons and then go, fuck this, and just release it, and then boom, the rabbit hits the ground. So I get out of my car and look at the rabbit, and this rabbit's just eviscerated. He's just torn its guts out. And I'm sitting there going like, this is not what I think of when I think of an owl.
Yeah.
I think, I didn't even think of, I guess I knew they ate rats and rodents and stuff like that, but I didn't think they literally will take out something that's their size.
Oh, they don't play. They got big old talons on them. That's why.
Yeah. And beaks.
And a bad attitude.
Yeah, they're fucking cunts.
I see hawks circling my backyard a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
Because I have a puppy.
Oh no.
Well, so what we do is when we see it, there's usually like it starts with 1, then you see 2, then you see 3 and 4.
Jesus.
So I get my assistant to take out his drone and he flies it up and scares them away.
Oh, that's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a very good move. Aha, you fuckers. We're combating you.
Yeah.
But they will eat a puppy, man.
Have you seen these?
What is this?
Macaques, I think.
Hey, I'm not looking at you, cock.
Monkey,
monkeys
deer, mountain.
There's this small island in Japan where they have this relationship, I guess, where the monkeys they like ride the deer like humans would ride a horse.
Shut the fuck
and they
up.
kind of like.
This isn't real,
dry
Jay.
hump
It
it?
definitely is. It's a little humping it right now, but this is definitely real. I like looked it up. They this might not be riding around so much, but they'll pick like little ticks and shit off them, parasites, and they eat them. Like they have this
What?
weird relationship where like they
So it's
allow
like-
it to happen. They like let them
Dude.
ride
They're like
them
the
around.
groomers for the
Dude,
deer.
this is
For short little rides.
crazy.
That's just macaque, my dear.
That's amazing. Wow. So what we're reading is monkey deer mounting in Japanese macaques. I can't believe this, man. I thought this was fake. This is incredible. So,
Favorite rapper, Tupac Macaque.
oh, you motherfucker. How dare you? He's grooming the deer. There's another one that I saw. God damn it, now I forget what it was. I was just going to... Shit. Another one that had to do with monkeys. Oh, baboons. Baboons have pet dogs.
I've not seen this.
Yeah, they get dogs as puppies. They raise them, and they keep them around as security. And the dogs bark if anything comes near. They raise them
Is
like
there
a fucking
wild?
pet. Yes.
Is
Dude,
there
it's
pictures,
crazy.
videos of this?
Yeah, there's a video of it. It's nuts.
And
Like,
the
how
dog,
smart are these
the dog
fucks?
doesn't start thinking it's a chimpanzee or anything.
Dog acts like a dog. Like, look at this. He's got him. He's like holding on to the puppy.
Is there audio to this?
Well, the video is entitled. So he's got the little puppy. He's holding on to it.
Oh,
Whoa, man, he's rough in the way he drags that dog around. Holy shit.
It's called baboons kidnap and raise feral dogs as pets.
Yeah. But they literally raise him as pets. They beat him down. They keep him around. They're holding on to him. Look, he's sitting on him and holding it in place. Oh, it's fighting against him. It bites against him. So he's like picking it up and forcing it to the ground. He's holding on to its tail. And he drags it around like a toy. Like he has no concern. They're such a weird animal, man. That looks like a lion fucked a person. You know? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're so weird. I mean, a baboon is one of the weirdest fucking animals you'll ever see.
that looks like us in a transitional stage in the evolution chart.
Almost like a branch, right? One went left, one went right.
Yeah.
Because they have that lion tail and that mane in the front. Like, it's a strange, strange appearance. I found this one dude's page. I don't know. His page is all in Arabic. I don't know what it says, but every day is a new animal fucking up of an animal video. Like every day. It's overwhelming
Instagram?
following them. Yeah.
Hit C translation right there.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what they're saying. But I think
I mean, the
he's just-
translations are always off so bad. That's actually kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're never dead on.
I'm trying to think of what the fuck this dude's name is, but I'll figure it out. I'll put it up on Instagram later. But his
Ahmad the Animal Man.
his page is on what the other day was these hyenas tearing apart this. It was I guess a wildebeest, like guts first. This thing's trying to get away and get out of the water, and these hyenas just ripping it apart, guts first.
Hyenas are savage.
Oh, it's so hard to watch.
I can't watch that stuff.
We're so soft, Russell Peters.
We are
living here in
because
America.
We care. Too much compassion.
Well, it's not just that we have too much compassion. I'm saying that it's so easy for us to get by.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about a hyena getting us. My dad grew up in the jungle
What jungle?
in India.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so literally he hunted tigers, leopards, wild boar.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Your dad did that?
dad a lot. Yeah, he was born in 1925, so back then it's not like he would hunt them for fun,
Right.
But yeah, he was a big game hunter.
Wow.
We have a tiger skin with a head.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the last one that he shot was in the '60s when it was already banned. You weren't allowed to shoot tigers then, but this man eater went to a village and was killing people in the village. So they had asked my dad can you go get this? Can you go? We know your family's a bunch of hunters. Can you go get this tiger for us? And he was like, well, what's in it for me? And they were like, we'll give you $15. Like that was a lot. Like it was the equivalent to that. Somebody's saying to you today, I'll give you $15.
Whoa.
And he said, well, how about you keep your money? I get to keep the skin.
So they made like an exemption?
And they were like, yeah, because he's getting a man eater. It wasn't like he was just randomly killing a tiger.
Boy, that's a monster movie.
So he would. Here, I'll tell you exactly how he did it. I remember the story clearly. He went to where there was two trees side by side. So he built up a little fort in this one tree, and then he tied a blue ox, around the other tree. And then he went and sat up in the tree at around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and he sat there reading magazines and stuff, and then he knew when the night falls that the tiger would come out. And then as soon as the bull started going crazy and running around the tree a lot because he knew he was scared, my dad he had his shotgun with him, a 308 I think, and he had his flashlight, and the minute his flashlight touched the barrel of the gun, it made a metal noise, and then as soon as he did that, the tiger looked up at him, and instead of going for the ox, leaped straight at my dad in the tree.
Oh my God.
And my dad just fumbled and shot and hit him right here in the throat.
Oh
and
my
the
God.
tiger flipped back, and then he flashed the flashlight on his eyes to see if they were still glossy, and then he put another shot in him just for safety.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we have that skin to this day.
Holy shit, your dad was gangster.
It's at my house, not at my house. We have it in Canada, and I want to bring it here, but I don't know if we'll be able to.
No, I don't think you will. Well, you might be able to get some sort of historical exemption.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what paperwork I need for it. It's hard to prove. You know what I mean? So
that seems like maybe you'd have to. I think what happens when they find those things and they're illegal is they have to donate them to museums.
Yeah, see, I don't want to lose that. That's family heirloom.
Because I remember reading about someone getting arrested. It was a long time ago. I want to say it was like the 70s or the 80s. Someone got arrested with tiger skins. They had some tiger skins that were obtained. One of them was obtained illegally.
Right.
And, but it was illegally in like 1937 when they shot it. And this person had a couple of them. And they were in trouble because when that happens, if someone sells you one, it's apparently your responsibility since it's a banned item. Yeah, you have to bring it to like somewhere, and then they have to post it or something. It's like you're not allowed to possess it. So if you do possess it, you could be in big trouble.
Yeah, this was all properly gotten and properly imported into Canada. But
what part of India did this take place?
It's a small railway village called Burhanpur. It's kind of in the middle of the country.
Is that anywhere near the Sundarbans?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
That was the subject of this documentary that I saw, where they were talking about the Sundarbans is a very unusual section of the river system in India because it's very brackish for like a long period of time, and these animals apparently drink the water, and the water has a high salt content, and it's super irritable to the tigers, and he thinks it's one of the theories, they make the tigers more aggressive because they're just in pain all the time from drinking salty water. And they've killed some insane amount of people over the last couple hundred years. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000+ people have been killed by tigers in the last couple hundred years in this area.
I remember going there when I was 11 or 12, around that age, and my dad took us. We went to my grandmother's, who still lived out there, and he took us for a walk. We all had to carry guns. I was 11, walking around with a rifle.
Oh my God!
And everybody had to carry a gun because he took us to like a river, and you could see fresh tiger prints in the mud. And he was like, "Look, see?" And you follow the prints, and you go, "Don't." My dad was like, "Don't go that way," because that's where he went. So you're gonna go the other way now.
There's a big tiger sanctuary right next to it.
Where Burhanpur?
Yeah, here's Burhanpur, and then this is I can't see it.
I'm sure you've
God.
seen.
Oh wow, that's so wild. I've never looked at that like that.
That's pretty cool. Can
I'm
people
getting a
see
little
this on
goosebumpy.
YouTube?
That's all. That's all. I know that.
That's pretty dope.
I know that area when I was a kid. I'm trying to find
Wow.
a picture of my dad with. We have some of the shots here.
Did you see that video from that wild animal park in Beijing?
Oh my god, that was awesome! I saw it on your Instagram first. I was like, what the fuck was this?
Why did you get out of your car?
What makes you think? Yeah,
people just get mad?
yeah, that's what you wrote. That they were.
Mm-hmm.
She was mad, and that's why she got out of the car.
She apparently got mad at somebody in the car. I don't know who, but she got out and she survived. Her mom, who got out to chase the tiger away after the tiger pulled her off, the mom got killed.
Oh, so the one that got taken didn't get killed.
Yep.
Oh.
Woman mauled in Beijing, tiger attacked to sue.
Sue
Oh
who?
my god.
The tiger? I'm sure he doesn't have insurance.
Oh my
It says
god.
She thinks she hadn't been fully informed of the dangers and left the vehicle because she was car sick.
Well, she was yelling at somebody. Oh, here we go. We're gonna have to watch it.
Right there.
I see. She was car sick, bitch.
She was carjacked.
Ah! This is so crazy. She gets out. She storms over to the other side. The other person gets out, and she's arguing. She's like, "Listen, I'm telling you right now. You better shut the fuck up, bitch. Come here." That tiger just ran out and grabbed her, dude. And then someone else goes out after the tiger, and then
Park ranger.
Yeah, park ranger runs in there, and that's all we see. That's
It looked like the tiger went, wow, this is the easiest lunch I've ever had.
Tiger probably couldn't help himself. Finally saw something he could jack, and best yet, she wasn't paying attention, so her back was turned.
Oh yeah.
You ever see those videos of the tigers like creeping up on people when they're sitting with their back to the cage?
Oh, it's crazy.
They just dive on the back of them. They can't help themselves.
That's what they do. They're being tigers.
They are being
They're
tigers.
tigers, too busy being tigers.
What are you doing? Checking your tweets?
No, I'm trying to find this picture of my dad.
Oh, the tiger rug?
Yeah.
I'd have that as
Hopefully I
my
have somebody.
screen.
It says you have to sign a piece of like a waiver that says you will not get out of your car once you enter the park. But she thought it wasn't that, and no one explained it to her.
What does she think she's
Oh.
signing?
No, so dumb.
She might have not been paying attention and not known that
I mean,
there's
nobody
tigers
really
out
reads
there.
that stuff, but if somebody explains it to you.
How the fuck could they just let you drive around your own car where they have tigers? China doesn't give a shit.
No.
That's just such a ridiculous policy. They would never have that in America. With the liability insurance that people have to carry over here.
In
there's-
Canada, they have a place called African Lion Safari. When I was a kid, we used to go and you drive through with your own car. And there was lions. there was giraffes and monkeys would jump on your car and fuck up your antenna. And
There was a place like that in New Jersey that I went to where the monkeys would jump on your car.
Yeah.
And they'd pull people's windshield wipers off and shit.
oh yeah, they were really destructive.
But there's a big difference between that and a lion. You guys had lions?
It was called African Lion Safari. I don't believe I saw a lion. Yeah. But I do remember the monkeys fucking up the car. And then my mom telling me that recently when I was home that we should take my daughter to go see African Lion Safari. I'm not going in my fucking car to African Lion Safari. Are you kidding me?
I saw a bobcat and a bunch of moms or a bunch of babies recently. Which
By
is
your place?
real weird. No. I was in Tajon Ranch. We were driving down this road and this bobcat and I want to say 2 or 3 babies. But I saw it so briefly and I knew that it was a cat. I saw it so briefly and the guys I was with thought it was a cat that in my mind I had seen a cougar. I had seen a small cougar and some cougar puppies. When they explained to me that no, it was a bobcat, then I had to look into my memory and I was like, how much of my memory is concocted? How much of my memory in this situation is just like a total falsification?
What I wanted it to be.
Well, I've just filled in the blanks. Like I knew it was a living thing. I knew it was some kind of a cat, and I knew it ran away really quick, and there was a couple of them. So when we said it was a cat, I was like, oh, well, that must have been a mountain lion, very small mountain lion. And I was trying to figure it out.
Bobcats are just, they have really big paws, right? Isn't that what it is?
Some of them
Oh, no, those are lynx.
Lynx have really big paws.
Yeah,
Those
because they
are
walk through the
Canadian.
snow. Yeah.
Those are weird to see, man. I
don't want to see one of those.
I saw one of those when I was in Canada.
Did you?
Yeah, walking on the side of the road. I took a picture of it. Put it
Born
on
and
my
raised there,
Instagram.
never saw one ever. Never saw a moose either.
What?
And I know they're
Who are
massive. I know.
Who are you?
Yeah, I don't know who I am.
Isn't that like the
sometimes.
Canadian animal? Or is it like a duck or something?
The goose is ours.
Is it for real?
The Canada goose.
No. That's your animal?
I don't know. I think that's the only one that we identify as Canadian. But moose is definitely part of our heritage.
In a way, that's kind of appropriate that you guys are the goose and we're the eagle. You know, we're a cunty, shitty, mean bird. Doesn't give a fuck. Kills everything. But can be tamed.
Eagle can be tamed?
Yeah, sure. You can get him to sit on your arm. He's not trying to
one of
pull
them
your eyes
giant
off.
fucking leather.
I think you have to raise them, but people definitely raise eagles. I mean, it's not like you can get a regular eagle and tame them, but if you raise them, I'm sure you can get them to the point where they don't try to kill you all the
Gotta
time.
go to like Dave's House of Eagles or something.
It's such an awesome animal, though. It's just amazing that there's such a variety of different things.
That's my dad
that kill
sitting on it.
things. Whoa, that's your dad sitting on a goddamn man-eating tiger that he killed. What a scary thing that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another thing about it, they're so beautiful.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's weird, like you're going to be killed by something that's so amazing to look at.
Don't they always say that if tigers were in Africa, they would be the king of the jungle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're way bigger, especially the big ones.
Bigger, meaner.
Yeah. They're faster. They're on the next level to a lion. There was a video that I watched the other day.
Are ligers real?
Yes,
Wow.
ligers are real. But ligers tend to be like docile for some strange reason. I don't think anybody's ever been attacked by a liger. They also have some weird growth thing going on where the whatever regulates growth, it doesn't.
Wow.
Yeah, doesn't work on them.
That's a liger?
Yeah, they're so huge. They're like way bigger than regular cats.
Look at the belly on that guy, though.
Yeah, they're fucking giant, dude. I mean, that's an enormous, enormous animal. So whether it's the male tiger fucks the female lion, I think that's how it goes. So when that happens, apparently the look at that. That's amazing looking, isn't
Yeah.
it? Apparently when it does happen, the cat, whichever side is the lion, I don't know, it's the lion or the tiger. One of the sides is supposed to get its the gene for regulating growth from the woman, but it doesn't get it from the woman, or it doesn't get it from the man because the man's a tiger or the man's a lion. However, the combination works. But because it's a male and a female, they or a lion and a tiger, they make this new thing that doesn't know when to stop growing. So it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
It just gets bigger.
But these are fabricated. These are like.
Well, I think they can
Obviously.
appear in the wild, but they don't live in the wild together.
Yeah, but they're two animals that are from different continents. You know what I mean? So somebody had to have put them together at some point.
Not only that, they're not viable. So they're hybrids, and it's a hybrid that's not viable. Like they can't. It's not like a dog. Like a wolf can fuck your dog, and those puppies are part wolf, and they could fuck a regular dog, and there'd be no problem. They would just keep making puppies. It'd probably
Right.
be good for the gene pool. But with these things, even though a lion and a tiger probably look more similar than a German Shepherd and a poodle, they do, right? They probably
Right.
look more
They're
similar.
completely different
They're-
size animals.
They're not the same thing. So that baby's a hybrid. So those hybrid babies, they can't reproduce.
So yeah, they can't produce more ligers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're one litter animals.
Yeah. But like wolf dogs, the wolf dogs could fuck regular dogs, and they can get fucked by regular dogs. And
Oh man!
they
By
can
the way, I heard coyotes like crazy in my backyard last night.
fucking or
I
screaming.
don't know. They were screaming. They were killing something. I'm sure.
Yeah, they're interesting, aren't they? Those are wolves.
Yeah.
They're
like
actual wolves.
skinny wolves.
Yeah, little tiny wolves. They can mate with wolves. They mate with dogs. We ran into a litter once when I was doing Fear Factor. We were in this really rural area where we were doing the stunt, and we ran into a litter of coyotes and a Labrador Retriever. A coyote had fucked this guy's Labrador Retriever. And the Labrador Retriever gave birth, and the puppies were all outside, and we were trying to
Were they
see-
mangy looking?
They were real mangy looking. It was real sad because they were essentially feral, and people were kind of trying to rescue them, and they were trying to give them to people on the crew, and people on the crew were like trying to get the cell phone service so they could call friends, see if anybody wanted to take them, because you realize like, wow, these poor little things, like they're gonna die out here. But there was also the thought like, whoa, who wants a half coyote?
Nobody wants a
Like,
fucking coyote.
that thing ain't gonna listen to you, man.
Yeah, they're
Like,
wily.
yeah, that's a wild animal, a tricky little wild animal. That fucking thing is not listening. But if you have, like, a lot of people
But a lab is like such a calm, peaceful dog too.
might
you know?
balance it out.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be too. It might just make a really cunty lab. I don't know.
I'm having this guy on soon. He's a wildlife biologist who's been studying all the coyotes that live in urban Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. There's a big article about it, about this ongoing research about just how many coyotes live.
There's a ton of them, dude.
It's incredible. They've infiltrated, and they're a part of this. Like we like to think of our cities rather as environments that are free of anything alive other than us that's dangerous, or anything other than us that's a predator. We don't want to think that there's something acting as a predator in our midst like that. Mm-hmm. For the most part, we like to think of cities as being barren of wildlife, but that's not true at all.
No, well, they were here before we were.
Not even. Here's the thing: they were, but their range has expanded. I'm reading a book right now called Coyote America by this guy Dan Flores, and he was a wildlife historian turned author. And you find out about the history of the coyote. Like, apparently, all dogs came from North America. All dogs, all canids, including jackals, including a bunch of shit that's in Africa right now, all came from North America. All horses, zebras, it all came from North America. They went extinct in North America and then were reintroduced later. And the coyotes are a weird animal.
How did they get around?
I don't fucking know. I guess Pangea. I think it was when the continents were all connected.
Yeah.
You know, when there was a different configuration.
Yeah.
But this fucking book's amazing, man. Talking about the history of the coyote and how sneaky those fuckers are. The reason why there's so many coyotes, they're all across every city in America today. And that wasn't the case 100 years ago.
Yeah.
They've expanded their range due to persecution. So when anybody shoots them, when wolves come in and start killing them, when anything happens to them, they make more babies. They do that roll call, that screaming in the night.
Yeah.
When one of them's not calling back, the females start producing more eggs. It's crazy shit.
Crazy.
They
They're
go
very
from having
spiteful.
like 4 offspring to like, four pups in a litter. They'll have like 15.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You know, have you ever heard when a siren goes by, it sets them off?
Yeah.
I hear a siren, and then fucking all of a sudden you hear a shitload of coyotes. I'm like, wow.
Have you ever heard turkey do that?
No.
When you slam your car door.
Right.
If you're out in the woods and you slam your car door, you'll hear, go, 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 go.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they have this instinctive reaction. Like, turkeys will gobble if you make a turkey call. Like, they have the bark, 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 and they make a call like a turkey, and the turkey calls back. But they'll also do it if you just slam a car door.
They're very sensitive to sound.
They just freak out. And when they freak out, they can't handle themselves. They're,
What was that meat you were cooking the other day on your
Elk?
Instagram? Yes.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's good.
Yeah.
You ever had?
No.
Do you cook?
My lady cooks.
She does? I'll give you some. I have some elk here.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'll take a little elk home.
Good
what does
for
it taste
you.
like?
Like cow fucked a deer. Made sweet, sweet love to a deer, but more delicious.
Okay.
It's like my favorite meat. It's really good.
I saw
for
it.
you
It
too.
looked good, and I never thought I'd ever say this to you, but I would really want to taste your meat, Joe.
Ah, you son of a bitch! You can't help yourself.
I can't.
It's just who you are. You gotta accept it.
It's true. When you were telling me about the coyotes, and you were saying you were reading the book. What's the name of the book?
Coyote America.
I was like, have you read Coyote Ugly?
Wah, wah.
But
a
I
short
stopped
book.
myself. I fucking hurt. It pained me to stop myself from saying it.
Some kids today don't even know what Coyote Ugly means. Let me explain to you, little fucks. Coyote Ugly is when someone fucks someone that's so ugly that your arm is underneath them when you wake up, and you chew your arm off like a coyote caught in a trap, just so that you don't have to wake them up and deal with them.
It's true.
That's what the term Coyote Ugly comes from, right?
It's true.
That's a brutal goddamn term. That's mean.
I've had a few of those in my time.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's mean.
Road coyotes. Some of the old road coyotes.
The travels. There's some spots in this country where you stop in and you go, man, I wish I could get all of you guys out of here.
But then you talk to them and they love it there.
Sure. People love where they are.
Yeah.
But
then I get to some spots where I'm like, you're driving through these really small towns and you're looking around, and I always think to myself, I wonder if I just fucking stopped the car here, bought a house, and then never called anybody again. Just lived here in this little small town.
You know what that is?
What?
That's a longing for nostalgia.
It is.
Like,
it is.
it's like you thinking, I'm going to go back to being a regular guy. I'm tired of being Russell Peters, Mr. International, Mr.
No,
Worldwide.
you know what's funny? When I go home to Toronto, I always drive through my old neighborhoods, like the 3 or 4 neighborhoods that I did grow up in.
Do you hang your Rolex out the window? What?
I'm always tempted to knock on the doors of the houses I lived in.
Yeah,
But I do it at these ungodly hours, so it'd be really creepy.
And you're probably drunk.
No, I don't drink and drive. But.
Yeah, people don't want you knocking on their door and saying, "Hey, I used to live here." Like, yeah, you don't anymore. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
I want to just be like, "Hey, I grew up in this house. Can I just come in and look around?" Like, no, you fuck. I'm hanging meat in the basement. Get out of here.
There was a house I grew up in that was for sale recently. I got to see it online. It was weird.
Should have bought it.
No.
We're in Massachusetts.
Yeah, in Newton, Upper Falls. But it's interesting to see it.
Did you know Dana back then?
No, I didn't know Dana. I didn't know Dana until 2001 or something like that. Like whenever they bought the UFC. Yeah, he lived in South Boston. I used to work in South Boston at one point in time.
Is that where the Southies are?
Yeah, I think he lived there. I think he said he lived in South Boston. But I lived in Newton Upper Falls. Then I lived all over the place. Once I moved out of my parents' place, I moved to a lot of shitty neighborhoods and pursuing my comedy dream, Russell Peters.
You never had that accent.
I did. I found myself on TV when I won the Bay State Games in 1986. 86 or 87, like that. They had this thing called the Bay State Games, and it was like this big thing. It was this big tournament that they would do, like an Olympic style tournament, and
This is Taekwondo?
yeah, and they've televised this fight. Or they fucked up the camera, and the camera missed it. I won by knockout in the first round in like 30 seconds, and then they had this big TV report where they had these TV people interview me because I had won the state championship a couple years in a row, and they were interested in coverage of the Bay State Games. Anyway, I listened to myself on TV, and I sounded like such a fucking idiot. I had a VHS tape of myself, and I realized it was the first time that I'd ever heard myself. No, I don't know where it is.
I never realized how Canadian I sounded until I saw an interview of mine from like 97, 96, and I was I was just so earnest and Canadian. I was just extra
Did you say
Canadian.
a boat? Did you say a boat?
I did. I fucking did.
You don't say it anymore?
No.
Say about? Say it.
About.
Yeah, that's right. You're struggling. I
think
feel the struggle.
The only thing I say that's still very Canadian is sorry.
I listened to myself when I was 19 in this video, and I was saying hard. Like, we worked out really hard for this.
Oh.
I was like, ugh.
That's so funny to me.
It's that
I can't even
stupid
picture you like
noise.
that.
Oh, well, it
Was Callan out there too in Boston?
Callan was in Boston, but again, I didn't know him either. Callan was apparently in Boston, and he was also doing Taekwondo, but I didn't know him.
But he was born in India.
Callan was born
Philippines.
Philippines, I think.
His sister was born in India.
Yeah, he was a military child.
Yeah.
So he lived all over the place. He lived in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
He lived everywhere. It's a fucking weird way to grow up, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Living in a bunch of strange foreign countries.
But to be as well-rounded as he is today is a testament to him.
Yeah. Well, he's super well-rounded as far as his interests.
Yeah, he's a guy.
He knows
guy.
a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He knows a lot of shit about very interesting and different. Like, he's one of the few guys that I can call up, like, if some bizarre thing that's in the news, I can call up, hey, fill me in on this. Like, what the fuck's going on with this? And he'll be able to most likely have some insight. He's got a pretty broad range of topics in his head that he knows quite a bit about. Like, don't ever talk to him about wine. You'll get stuck.
Oh, yeah, I can't drink wine anyway. I got acid reflux. No wine for me.
What is acid reflux?
It's your body telling you you're a fat fuck and you need to change your diet.
Is that what it is? But what does it mean? Does it mean like you burps come up?
Yeah, your
Reflux?
it burns, just fucking
Right?
burns to hear.
So your digestive juices kick back up.
Yeah, it's horrible. But I'm
What's
on
causing
medication, and I've had it since I was a kid. So I remember being a 6-7-year-old having it.
Now, is
But
there
back then
anything
there
they
was
give
no,
you? What do they give you something for it?
Back then?
No, now.
Now, yeah, I take stuff called Protonics.
And what does that stuff do?
It just stops it. I don't know what it does exactly, but I know I don't feel any pain when I'm on it, so I'm good with it.
You don't feel any pain, like you could whack your dick with a hammer, like that kind of thing.
Actually, I'm numb to the world.
Numb to the world. That's what you're looking
But
for.
I could eat pizza and not worry.
I drank a whole Mountain Dew. I don't give a fuck. Do you think there's a dietary?
Oh, absolutely. When I
cure?
eat properly, it doesn't bother me at all. I could not take medication then.
That's interesting. So you choose to eat like shit, so you can.
No, I just do it. I do it preventatively now, just in case. I don't know what the fuck's going to trigger it.
Wow. So when it triggers it, it just kicks in. You start getting that burning feeling in your throat.
It's kind of like it's like a burn in your eye. You burp and your eyes water. And
Like what'll do it to you? Like lasagna? Will lasagna kick you down?
no, pizza would take me down.
Pizza.
French fries,
French
anything
fries.
greasy.
Greasy.
Wine is the worst for me though.
Really?
Oh my god.
So right now, if we busted out a glass of wine and started clinking glasses, you just start throwing up?
No, it wouldn't hit me. I would be like, oh, it's all right now. And then when I go to bed, the minute I lay down,
Oh, that's when you feel like shit?
that's when it happens.
Man, stay up. That's what I'd say.
Just forever.
Don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Just keep.
I don't know. I'm not committing to this more.
Yeah, man, you just got to keep partying, bro.
I don't know
Just
what the
gotta
side
party
effects.
harder.
Can you see what the side effects to protonics are? Because I'm pretty sure.
You got to have some.
I heard it's probably short-term memory. I forget.
Wah, wah, wah. That was a pun, ladies. That wasn't a pun. What was that?
That
a
was
quip?
just shit. That was just shit, Joe.
Just
That's what
shit.
that was. That's all it was. It was shit.
How would you categorize that if you're a professional?
Weight changes. See?
Weight changes,
Nausea,
nausea,
no,
vomiting,
none of
mild
that.
diarrhea,
Nope, none of
gas,
that.
stomach pain.
Tired feeling. That's always.
Dude, get off this stuff.
Joint
Jesus
pain.
Christ. Okay, Jamie, now Google protonics dangers, please. God, long-term use may cause issues. Dude, get off that shit. Oh, my God. What are you taking? Common side effects. FDA sounds alarm on the dangers of antacid
How
drugs.
is it a side
Please.
effect of it if it's what you take to fix it?
Click on Chris Crusher's article. FDA sounds alarms on dangers of acid.
This is 6 years
Dude,
ago.
this guy's smart as fuck. I had him on the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Very, very knowledgeable guy. God damn your pop-ups. Fuck your pop-ups. So what does it say here? In a shockingly rare example of FDA actually doing its job, a report was issued on Tuesday cautioning against the prolonged use of a class of acid-stopping drugs called proton pump inhibitors. Okay. So this is the shit, man. Oh, my God. Americans spend $5.1 billion on the most popular antacids. That is insane. Holy shit. There's so much money in drugs. That's what we should have got into, Russell. Why are we telling jokes? We could be selling drugs.
Well, you're busy taking them, so
Wah, wah, wah. I take the good ones.
that's it.
That stuff, though, doesn't seem like a good one. And you take that stuff.
I take it
Did you take it
twice a
today?
day.
Dude, stop taking that, please.
I take it when I wake up, and I take it before I go to bed.
Can I connect you with a diet guy that can change your life?
Yes?
Would you do it?
The hell yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to connect you with a guy. I know a guy that can change your life.
Yeah, I need that.
Change your life. You
Joe
could be a
Rogan,
project.
changing lives.
Would you listen? Would you only eat the stuff that he told you to?
I'm not an expert, so I would have to listen to what he says.
Now, you're a wealthy man. How come you haven't already done this?
I do. I try.
You got the paper? You got that paper?
I try. I just enjoy food. I enjoy life.
I do too, man.
That's the problem. I'm like, you know what?
I feel like going off sometimes, maybe right now. Like going and getting like a gigantic fucking mushroom and pepperoni pizza. Not give a
Why you
fuck
wanna
how
go
they
plant
got that
seed in my
pepperoni
head? You see
either.
what you just did? You planted a fucking seed in my head, Joe.
It's just perfect right off the fucking oven. Oof. They slide it out of that oven with that giant spatula, and they drop it down into that box.
Yeah,
and
they drop it like it's hot.
You just start pulling slices apart, and the cheese is hanging all gooey. And you dig in, you taste that tomato sauce and that grease and the spices, and you're just chewing on the carbs too, and you're just going, fuck yeah. Like, I don't need a six-pack. I don't need to be shredded. Fuck
Yeah,
all that.
I don't.
Give me this pizza right now.
That's my problem.
That's the problem.
The problem is the way you sold it just now.
Sold it
I
good,
may
right?
stop on the way home.
Yeah. I ate a bunch of boring shit today, all right? I ate nuts, eggs. I ate a bunch of boring ass shit. I certainly didn't have a fresh pizza.
I had multigrain Cheerios.
That's good. If you like sugar and things that aren't really good for you but appear to be good for you on the box.
Yeah, the box
oh,
was
it's
made.
multigrain.
They were delicious.
You know what I like? Pineapple and anchovy pizza. You ever had
I
that?
don't like pineapple on food. Oh, on anchovies, yeah. No, I'm good.
See, the two of them together, I know it seems nasty. I know people are listening to me. They're like, Joe Rogan,
Well,
you're a
you need the
fucking
pineapple
idiot.
to mask the anchovy.
No, it doesn't mask it. It all gets busy together. I'm telling you, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I can't do cunty smelling things.
But
like that.
not only that, I go double pineapple, double anchovy.
Yeah, I can't do
I don't
that.
give a fuck.
I think you
Russell
just shit on my
Peters.
pizza dreams. Hey, guess what? You just talked me out of eating pizza. So
Here's another one. Maybe this will be more up your alley. Jalapenos and sausage.
no, see
Jalapeno,
both of those
sausage,
are
and
bad
cheese.
triggers for me.
Oh, don't be a pussy. You're taking drugs.
I know.
Take
Even
the
still,
drug. Take extra.
The jalapenos and the
Take your
and the
extra
sausage.
jalapenos.
That'll all fuck me sideways.
Take your extra medicine. Can't you take like 4 of those fuckers?
Oh
and-
God, you don't want to do that.
No, what happens then?
I don't know.
You get no
I just
more
don't
acid.
Find out.
Cleans out all your acid. What's happening? Like, what is it? How's it stopping that?
I don't know. What's it doing? Can't
But
be
it-
good.
but
But
if
I've
you-
had it since I was a kid, and my parents would just tell me drink milk.
That's a good thing to tell people.
My mom would be like, "Oh, go drink some milk. It'll go away."
It's
And it
almost
did.
like nothing you should drink milk for, other than you want milk.
Yep, yeah, drink
Right?
some milk. It'll cool it down. Well, Indians have, because the food's so spicy,
Right.
they serve a yogurt dish with it, and yogurt's to
Oh, okay.
to calm your
calm
insides.
everything down.
But I never liked the yogurt as a kid, so I would have to just drink milk.
I went to a kid's party recently, and we pulled up, and it was this thing at this roller skating place, and I was hungry. I was like, I gotta get something to eat.
Oh, in
I'm gonna
North
find
Virginia?
something. Yeah. So right around the corner is this like super authentic Indian, like deli / like lunch place where everything was in Indian and everything was like shit. There was a few things that were in English. No one there was American except for me, or no one there was your standard
Yeah.
English speaking person except for me. No one knew what the fuck I was saying. Like I was like had to tell this lady I didn't want the naan bread, and she just wound up giving it to me anyway.
Yeah.
But it was. The food was sensational. It was really good. All vegetarian Indian food. But I really felt like I had somehow or another like teleported into another country. I was hanging out with these people. They're all wearing like
Indian clothes.
clothes that you would totally identify them as being from India. Everything was. They had Indian music playing,
Oh, yeah.
Indian TV
They
shows
overdo
on.
it sometimes,
They went deep. They missed the motherland.
like a time capsule.
But the food is so distinct. It's like all the curries and the different spices
Yep.
and the turmeric, and it's a really interesting type of food, man.
And depends on which part of India you're eating food from, too. It's very different everywhere.
There's a place,
North, south, east, west. Everybody has their own stuff.
yeah. There's a place on Ventura. Where's the best Indian restaurant in LA? Is there a one spot that really nails
I have
it?
a spot that I used to go to in Studio City it used to be called Great India Cafe, and they just changed the name, and I forgot what they changed the name to, but the restaurant's still there,
There's one in
and it's pretty damn good.
Woodland Hills on Ventura that's really good.
I might have been to that one, Anabarg or something like that, like
trying to remember the
down
name.
closer to the 101 area.
Yes, closer to like Calabasas.
yeah.
yeah.
I think I've
that
been to
place is
one.
really
it's
good.
in a little strip plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Dude, to me, it's really good. I don't know shit though. I want you to school me in the ways of the
I'm
authentic.
gonna have my mom taught my fiance how to make her food her way, and she makes it fucking amazingly.
Really?
So if you're into it, I will have
Dude,
you and I'll have you
let's
and wifey
do
over.
it. Let's do it.
Come on.
There was the place that I went to that I told you that was super authentic Indian, but it was all vegetarian. Is that common?
Yes.
Because there's a second place that I found.
is big over there.
The second place that I found that's like a super authentic. There's another one in Canoga Park that's real similar. It's like a supermarket, like a market rather.
Yep.
And then they also serve food there, but it's
Yeah,
all vegetarian.
Vegetarian
as
is more common than not in India.
really.
Yeah, you have to specify. They'll put on the outside veg and non-veg.
So
And
why
then
do you
on
think that
airplanes
is?
when they order their food, and then they screw it up. Madam, I am a vegetable. My wife is also a vegetable.
Oh, that's what they say.
Yes, yeah.
So
They'll screw it
vegetarian.
up. Yep, but it's good to hear.
Why is that Indian is so predominantly vegetarian?
It just always has been historically. I mean, I think they revere animals quite a bit, and they also don't have they can't really facilitate storing meat. So a lot of
Right.
people don't have refrigerators and stuff. so-
Right. That makes sense. It's easier to hang on to the vegetables. But there are some dishes like Like there's one that has Rogan in it, Lamb Rogan Josh.
Rogan Josh. Oh yeah,
That shit is good.
that is good.
Oh my god, that place in Woodland Hills, I've had it there, extra spicy.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Rogan Josh is damn good.
You say Josh? That's what you say? I was
Josh,
saying
yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a meat dish. Is that
Yeah.
like just a small amount of those meat dishes in the Indian
No,
cuisine?
there's a lot of meat dishes. It's just, more often than not, you'll find it's probably easier to find a vegetarian Indian restaurant than it would be to find a meat one.
I wonder if
Unless
there's
you go from like North India. North Indians tend to eat a lot more meat.
I wonder if there's a direct connection. I mean, India's always had like an issue with Pakistan. They've been involved in conflicts before. But overall, when people think about Indian people from India, they think of them as not being like warlike. They think of being as being pretty peaceful people,
Yes.
right? I wonder if there's a correlation between that and the massive amount of people eating plants only. I wonder.
I don't know. It's a possibility. They are a very, they have always been big on meditating and yoga, obviously, is ours,
Yeah.
and centering yourself,
And eating hash.
eating hash.
And you go deep into the records. They have
I-
some really crazy ancient writings, man, on Vimanus, this flying saucer talk and shit, and
Yep.
some of the
And
old.
Sanskrit's the
Yeah.
mother of all European languages.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're from a pretty cool place, huh?
It's not too shabby.
It's pretty badass. When
Have you ever
stop
been?
and think about all the no,
Oh, you'd love it.
all the cool shit that's been from India. Like that's a very unique part of the world.
Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it out there.
You got to get rid of those tigers before I go visit. Not into that. Your dad can do that. I'm not going to be there for that.
Oh, for the tigers?
I used to have this bit in my act about a real thing that happened on the Sundarbans where this tiger jumped into the river, swam up to a boat that had 5 fishermen in it, and killed one at a time. Killed 3 guys. Grabbed them, bit them, dragged them into the water, pulled them to shore, killed them, jumped back in the water, swam back out to the boat, grabbed the next guy, pulled him to shore.
None
killed
of these
him.
guys thought about...
They couldn't do anything. They were trying to row. They couldn't row faster than the tiger can swim. They swum faster than 5 guys can row, and then 4 guys can row, and then 3 guys can row. So there's 2 guys left. 2 guys survived. And 3 out of the 5 were killed by the same fucking tiger who's kept swimming out to the boat and jacking them and then swimming to shore with them.
Yeah, to him it was like being at a party and the hors d'oeuvre tray was coming by. Oh, I'll get another one of those, please.
He chased it down. I mean, what a terrifying...
On the third one, he was like, I really shouldn't, but okay.
Oh, I really wish I saved that video of the tiger running at the guy. Because it turns off at the last minute. I think they fire a gun and scare it. But it's running at him at an impossible rate of speed. Like you see it running, it forces your brain to reprocess how fast you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like I think we like to think like, oh, if something's coming at me, bro, I fucking get out of there. I run so fast.
Yeah. I always think about like a dog or something, or even if a coyote came at me, I'm like, I punch it in the face, and you're like, it's not just going to sit there and let you punch it in the face. Your tough guy kicks in, and then your reality kicks back in,
Well, that's what people think they could do to each other, too.
Yeah.
Guys are always thinking, yeah, this fucking guy was looking at you. I saw him looking at you. I'm just going to go over there and fuck that guy up. And you think in your head, well, I got a plan here, and I'm going to say something, then I'm going to hit him with one of these, and that's going to be the end of that.
Yeah.
And then when it's not, when the guy like moves his head, then hits you with a jab and kicks you in the balls, you're like, oh no, what have I done?
Yes, always.
And then you get beat up by his friends. But you have it in your head, you have this thing, that tiger's going to run at me, and I'm going to get the fuck out of the way.
Like the guys that tried to fight Nick Diaz in the bathroom.
Yeah,
In
what a
Vegas.
great idea.
Yeah, fucking smart plan, stupid. Next time you're gonna mouth off to somebody, look at their ears first.
Oh, just look at his eyes, man.
Yeah.
He's got scar tissue all over his eyebrows. Wouldn't you just assume that guy's been in some...
Yeah.
Well, they're just drunk dummies. You got a lot of those in this world.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Even when I'm drunk, I'm not that stupid.
Well, that's why you're Russell Peters. You're not one of those dummies. We need those guys too, Russell,
It's true that we need to balance out the ecosystem.
for now. We just got to raise the level of dummy. Because the level of dummy today, if you take the average dummy, like even those guys that got in a fight with Nick Diaz, if you take those guys and drop them off in the caveman days, they'd be running shit. They'd be the smartest guy in the room. They'd be able to take, listen, you guys don't know shit. You don't know what you're doing. First of all, we got to make some shelter. We can't rely on this cave. The bears know where the cave is. Okay, come on, guys. Come with me. And they'd figure out tools. Like, you guys haven't even figured out tools yet? We got to make tools.
They'd be the foremans.
If you could get one of those dummies and bring them back to the point before monkey people invented tools, and he could start making tools, he would be the king, right? Well, that's what's happening. It's just, that was only 1 million years ago. So evolution is not like, all of a sudden, now we're at point 10.
Yeah, no.
There's still people at point 6. That guy's at point 6.
Yeah, that's whatever. People really think evolution is
it's an even playing field.
Yeah, everyone's like, well, then how come? I'm like, because you're an idiot, that's why.
It's an even playing field.
Yeah.
Well, people don't want to admit that life isn't fair, you know, in a bunch of different ways. It's definitely not fair physically. If you think it's fair physically, go try wrestling LeBron James. Just grab him. You just want to feel how helpless you are. Just feel what it feels like if a fucking NFL lineman grabs you by your neck. Just feel how vulnerable you actually are in relationships to how you appear that you are, or how you think that you are.
Yeah.
What you envision for yourself. This world ain't fair at all.
People have that. What's the fucking word I'm looking for? The way they see themselves is not really the way they are. You know, when I look in the mirror, I still see a 25-year-old Russell Peters. But then when I get honest with myself, I go, oh, what the fuck happened there, kid?
You got to stay drunk. Stay drunk and keep moving. Sometimes that's the answer. A lot of people will tell you introspection, yoga, isolation tank. You can go that way, or stay drunk and keep moving. Like, I love people that do both. Like, Stanhope's one of my favorites. Stays drunk, keeps moving. Same with Hunter Thompson. Stayed drunk, kept moving.
You still got your isolation tank?
Yes, I do.
How often?
You want to go in it?
I do.
When?
I really do.
Say the word.
You tell me whenever you're home.
Come on over, dude. We'll make it happen.
You're not far from me.
No, we'll make it happen, dude. You'll love it. It's so relaxing. And when you get out of there, you go, whoa, that's it, huh? Yeah, that's it.
I really want to do it.
Body feels real good. Loosens up everything.
Yeah, I need that. Just to shut off the world.
Do you have a spot in your house where you could put one?
No.
No? Can you build like a little shack?
I could, yeah.
You should do that.
I'm going to wait till I move and then I'll do it.
Okay.
Because then I'll have a man cave that I can do it in.
Ooh, man cave. Yeah, you want, ideally, the best move would be if you had a bathroom that you could sacrifice. If you had a house, I know you're a baller, so you're going to get a nice house. If you have a house and you could sacrifice one of your bathrooms, set it up in there so that you have the shower that's right there. It's already set up for plumbing and all that jazz, and have like the guys from Float Lab set it up. You will value it so much. It's such a nice place to just chill and think about shit and reflect.
How long do you do it?
The least I do is an hour usually, but I will jump in if I only have 40 minutes. And I said, I just want to get in there right now. I will jump in and do like 40 minutes if I know I have to go somewhere. But honestly, that is contrary to what it's good for. What it's good for is like the end of the day for me. Like when everybody's asleep and I can get in that thing, I can just totally remove myself.
Do you fall asleep in there?
No, never. I don't think so. Maybe when I jerk off. I don't do that.
But the salt.
It stings. You can, for sure. I have a hard time falling asleep laying on my back, though, because I got sleep apnea. So if I did that, I'd start
think
choking.
I've developed it.
Yeah.
I know I snore like a motorcycle now.
Yeah, it's super common, man.
Yeah.
Super common. A lot of people have it. Really fucks with your sleep, man. You should do something about that.
Sometimes I'll take an Advil cold and sinus before I go to bed.
Does it help?
Yeah, because it opens up my airways.
You're one of them take a pill guys, huh?
Not really, actually.
We got to fix you.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do, God damn it. First of all, no working out with that Manny Pacquiao trainer anymore.
No.
The guy's going to break you. You need to go to Equinox and get a goddamn regular trainer like a gentleman.
I just want to get small. He was making me big. I got I was way healthier, I guess. I don't know, but... and now when I laugh, I could feel my core is really good in there. But there's a lot of shit on top of this core right now.
Well, I can help you with that. I got a guy I'm going to connect you with that. If you follow his diet, it will, without a doubt, clean you up. We're going to make that happen, Russell Peters. If you really want to
my lady loves to cook for me, so she'll cook whatever we tell her to make.
It's going to be hard, though. The real way to get your body to lose weight is you got to get off the fucking carbs and the sugar.
Yes.
And those are the most addictive things in the world.
Oh, I know.
The key is don't torture yourself relentlessly. Like every now and then, you got to give yourself a break.
Yeah.
You give yourself a little reward.
When I was training with Ariza, I would get 1 day cheat day.
Yeah?
I would go fucking nuts on that day, though.
What'd you have?
Oh man,
Talk
I would have pizza. I went to Tommy's. I had chili cheese fries. I had double cheeseburgers. Like this is in 1 day. You know, I was going in cake, ice cream. I went in on everything.
You know my friend Eddie Bravo, right?
Of course.
You know, Eddie Bravo used to be on the Atkins diet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went from the Atkins diet every day to he would have like a Sunday, and Sunday would be his cheat day. And then Sunday started kicking in around Saturday at midnight.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
And so then he said, "Well, fuck it, man. If it's Saturday at midnight, why don't I just do the whole weekend? I don't want to worry about this. Let me start. I'll start it. I'll start the cheat day on Friday." So he went Friday, Saturday. So it was basically 4 days Atkins. But when he did 1 day, he was legendary with what he would throw down. I mean, he would eat stacks of fucking pancakes. He would eat bowls of ice cream, cheeseburgers, pizza. He would go off. I mean, just go off. And he would do it with such lust, like a guy who had been depriving himself for 6 days.
That's exactly how it was. It was very therapeutic.
Like, what is the most disgusted you ever felt with yourself on a cheat day?
Oh, that was the first cheat day is when I went in. Because I went to IHOP for breakfast and had the country fried steak with scrambled eggs and cheese, and then I had the pancakes, and then later on I had pizza as a snack.
Oh my God.
And then I went to Tommy's because Five Guys was too far, because I really wanted Five Guys that day.
Dude, I had chicken fried steak in Montana, where they really know how to make it, like rancher style, with that
the
thick
country fried
gravy.
with country. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It's just so good though.
It was a glorious cheat meal. It was smothered in this luscious gravy.
Yeah.
See, you don't get that from healthy food.
No, I know.
You don't get that feeling. There's a crazy carb load feeling that you get.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird warmth.
It's a good warmth.
A bowl of spaghetti with meatballs. Like when you're sucking down that.
I'm a big fan of the fettuccine alfredo with the chicken, but I usually use penne noodles because I don't want to be slapped in the face with fucking fettuccine noodles.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a good move as well. I'm particularly fond of linguine with clams with white sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Done correctly, no can defend.
There's no takedown defense to the linguine with clams.
You know what else is really good, man? Lobster fra diavolo with linguine.
I do not know this.
Oh my goodness!
You're half Italian, you know these
spicy.
things.
3/4.
3/4.
1/4 Irish. Yeah, it's a spicy tomato sauce with lobster and spaghetti. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ, Russell Peters. It's so good.
I think you're going to have a cheat day today, kid.
You have it with garlic bread, and you put some Parmesan cheese on top of it. Just some grated Parmesan on top of that bitch. God damn, that's good. It's so good. People tell you you never should put cheese on seafood. Like if you get linguine with clams, they tell you not to put the cheese on. And oftentimes, if you go to a proper Italian restaurant,
they won't give it to you.
They get mad at you if you try to put cheese on that linguine clam sauce. Those people are assholes. They don't know shit.
Italians
because cheese
are very,
on linguine with clams is good. Yeah,
they're very protective of the way things are done. In Toronto, the Italians are first generation, so everybody speaks Italian, and they are very Italian, and I love Italian sandwiches, and they get so mad when I walk into the fucking Italian store. They're
Wow, what do you
happy to
try to
see me
do?
at first, hey, and then I pick the bread, and then they go, what do you want on it? I go,
do you have any
you're gonna-
gluten-free pasta?
No, I go, you're going to get mad. I need butter on the bread.
They get mad.
What? And then I go, and then I pick the meats, and they're like, all right, and that's it. And I go, can I get some mayonnaise on that too? For fuck's sake, you want me to shit on the bread too? They get so mad. They literally ask me if you want me to shit on your sandwich too, because you're fucking it up, kid.
Well, how can they do that when they're asking you what they like on it? That's one way Subway's superior. Subway does not give you a hard time for your choices. You know, you could just say salami with hot peppers. They're like, okay.
And that's why it's Subway, not Subway.
Oh, this
Subway.
fucking guy. But Kevin James and I went to this Italian restaurant once, and we both wanted linguine with clams with the cheese. And it was like a bit, you going to ask for the cheese? I'm going to ask for the cheese. Okay, I'll ask for the cheese if you ask for the cheese. Because they don't want to give it to you. They want to give you the linguine with clams. And if you have a dish right next to me.
Is he training with Eddie, Kevin James?
No, not right now. Why?
I know he was training for a bit. That's
Well, he's done a lot of training with Boss Rutan.
Oh, that's right, with Boss. That's
And he did some stuff with Ray Longo. Like, Kevin's actually a really accomplished martial artist. He's got really good hands, very good kicks. Like, he's a real martial artist. You know, he's a big guy, but he can fucking hit hard. Like, it's kind of surprising. If you ever see him hit the bag or hit the pads with Mark Del Grate, it's pretty impressive. Like, you know, I mean, he doesn't look like a professional fighter, but he's a very competent martial artist. But didn't want to ask for that cheese. Neither did I. Got to keep that cheese coming. But if you were right next to me and you had spaghetti with red sauce and meatballs, they would offer you the cheese. Would you like some cheese?
So you'd make somebody order that on the side just to...
No, you would be right next to me, and he would offer you the cheese, and they would walk away. And I'd be like, what about me? And like, sir, we do not recommend the cheese for this because it would be too delicious.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah. We don't want your euphoria.
Well, they have a very specific taste that you want to take in. They want you to take in the taste of the noodles, the olive oil, the spices, and the clams. That's it. It's perfection. Take it in. Take it in like that. You're like, no.
I need to add my own perfection to this perfection.
Cheese on this motherfucker. You got any ketchup?
Oh, my daughter loves the cheese too, so she'll be like, when I make her a little pasta, she'll be like, Daddy, can I put the cheese? And then she takes it and fucking just dumps it on there.
Kids love cheese. It tastes good. Plus, it's rewarding you some sort of weird lactose way. It's giving you some weird, very slow trickle.
Helping the bones.
Yeah, supposedly, right? Calcium. But cheese is way better when it's raw. You ever have raw cheese?
No, I have not.
I've been getting into raw cheese.
Like the curds, you mean?
No, raw cheese. Like, get cheese from a place that uses raw milk. I've been getting into that and drinking raw milk. I've been drinking a lot of raw milk lately. You don't
goat's milk?
I have drinking raw goat's milk, but no, you just raw cow's milk. You can get it from some sustainable farms, and some like Erewhon carries it.
You drink it cold though, right?
Yeah, it tastes delicious, dude. It's so much better. It goes down easier. Like, regular milk feels weird. And one of the reasons why regular milk feels weird is because it's homogenized and pasteurized. And apparently there's enzymes in milk that when you're boiling the milk to treat it and make it so it'll last longer and so it doesn't have any disease in it, you're killing all the good stuff too. So your body's drinking this weird liquidy protein that doesn't exactly know what to do with.
It's like doing chemotherapy on milk. Kills everything.
A lot of it. Yeah, in a lot of ways it is, yeah. It's just boiling the fuck out of it. But when you don't have it that way, when you just have cold, raw milk, it's way better. It tastes better. It feels smooth when it goes down. It's one thing that people comment on when they drink it. They're like, wow, it's really smooth. Like, because it's got all the stuff in it that you're supposed to drink. And people tell you, like, oh, you're not supposed to drink animal's milk. No, it tastes a little different. It tastes better. To me, I think it tastes better. I mean, some people like low-fat milk. I think that shit's disgusting. I'd rather just drink water. Low-fat milk tastes weird.
In coffee, I like to put half and half.
I like that, too. This is getting to a What Do I Like show.
Yeah, I do like me some. Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience, where we're talking about coffee and things we like in it.
So back when there was like milkman delivering milk every day, would it have been
and fucking your wives?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well,
that's what they did.
Maybe raw milk because they had to do it all the time.
It was 100% raw milk, probably. Yeah. I wonder when they came up with the homogenization process. Homogenization. Once they did come up with the pasteurization, that's Louis Pasteur. You gotta find that's interesting. I wonder how much of that was raw, and how much of it was pasteurized, and when they started doing that on a big scale. But it's imperative if you want to like keep it on the shelf. Like, you're not going to be able to keep raw milk on the shelf for very long. Because I've had it in my house for just a couple of days, and it noticeably goes bad in the refrigerator. Not bad to where you can't drink it, but to where it's like, wow, this is on the door of getting funky.
Sorry,
texting
kid.
people, bro?
I have to text my ex-wife because I got to pick up my daughter.
What do you got there, Jamie?
I found a weird milestones of milk history of the U.S. In 1950, there was milk vending machines.
Whoa.
But
when did they start?
I'm trying to find out. There's a lot of first compulsory pasteurization law in Chicago applying to milk, except that from tuberculin tested cows, 1908.
Like
so
1908. Tuberculin. What is that? Is that tuberculosis?
Every other day
Is that
milk-
brucellosis? Is that brucellosis? Brucellosis is something that cows get that I know. It's like one of the main concerns about different wildlife populations mingling, especially buffalo. Like some buffalo have brucellosis, and they can get it to cows.
It says 1919 homogenized milk was sold successfully for the first time in Connecticut, and then a couple more years passed by before, first farm bulk tanks for milk began replacing milk cans in 1938, and then every other day milk delivery started in 42, and then it was added to school lunches in 46.
Yeah, but when it was in 42, was that homogenized and pasteurized milk when they started?
Initially as a war conservation measure.
I wonder. I mean, if they do it every day and you have an ice box in your house, you probably don't have to. That's kind of crazy, though. They relied on a guy to come by with the milk. Like, that's how everybody got their milk.
Also, people's life expectancies were a lot shorter back then.
It was.
So is this a good thing or a bad thing that we did?
They were shorter then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's because people didn't understand medicine or vitamins.
True.
I'm talking 1930.
Yeah.
They just knocked you over the head when they had to do surgery.
Yeah. My dad had
KO'd you.
scurvy when he was a kid.
No way. For real?
Yeah. No, not scurvy. Rickets. He had rickets.
Oh,
my bad.
man.
He had rickets.
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
Nutrition
I don't
or
know.
something?
He just had it when he was a baby, and then it stunted his growth, so he only became like 5. At his tallest, maybe 5'3", 5'4".
I think when we get older, in our lifetimes, there's going to come a point in time where they laugh at people being sick or people being injured. I think they're going to be able to repair bodies perfectly. They're going to be able to regenerate limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Within the next 50, 100 years, there's probably going to be so many crazy advancements to medical science. We're going to look back on injuries and the treatment of injuries the way we do it today.
Well, that's, I think, once they get that stem cell shit right.
Have you had any of that yet?
No, when I was in India last year on tour, this guy gave me some, face stuff to
Give
put
you
on.
a facial?
Yeah, he was really friendly.
And I just stood there
He
and
gave me
waited.
some sort of oil to rub on my face that had stem cells in it.
Probably bullshit.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna see, it's gonna have an immediate effect." And I
Hey,
was
call
like,
me, bro. I'd love to do business with you.
and then I did it for like 2 months, and I was like, "Nope, nothing. All it did was give me a couple of pimples. That's all it did."
Yeah, it's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
The real stem cell shit, they got to inject in you. They have to keep it cold. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I didn't do anything for me.
We're gonna be, I think, the first group of people to see people live like deep into the hundreds. I think it's gonna be real weird. Like, what is a 200-year-old healthy person gonna be like? How strange is it gonna be if they really figure out a way to regenerate tissue and keep someone in a relatively healthy state, and you get to see like the wisdom of someone that's 200-300 years old? Because like you're 40. What'd you say you were?
46.
46. How much smarter are you than when you were 26?
Whole lot.
A whole lot, right?
Whole lot.
If you lived to be 146, how much smarter would you be
that'd
than
be pretty
you
crazy.
now?
As long as you're coherent,
What if you looked exactly the same?
that'd be pretty awesome.
That'd be strange.
That'd be strange, but awesome.
Did you feel guilty if you were getting pussy at 146?
Nope. I was getting pussy when I was fighting at 147.
Back in the day.
I think it's if they can get the HGH thing right and make it cancer free. I think that there's a possibility.
There's no correlation between HGH and cancer. The correlation's between abuse of HGH and some issues, and also cancer with a bunch of different factors. Environmental factors, factors like diet, factors like heredity. There's a bunch of different shit, but there's a concern that if you are supplementing with human growth hormone and a cancer grows in your body, that it could grow more. That is a concern, but I don't think there's any real evidence to support that concern that I've ever read. But what's interesting about cancer that I've been reading a lot about is when you get your body to, if you get your body to a place where it's used to a bunch of different chemicals that are in the environment, whether it's pollutants or whether it's something that you work with, like people that work around like really strong chemicals, people that work like with automotive stuff, like all the bondos and the epoxies and all that, like those people, their cancer numbers whenever you work with a lot of chemicals, your cancer numbers get crazy high. Like that seems to be where the big risk is diet and people that work around chemicals. There's a lot of people that are out there that they just took a job because it's a good job and it pays well, but you're in like a slow death sentence.
Absolutely.
That fucking sucks, man. That's got to be the weirdest way to make a living, to be trapped in a gig where your very job itself is slowly chewing away your body.
Well, you were doing comedy in the 90s as well, and you remember going to clubs for the whole weekend and be full of fucking smoke.
Oh yeah.
I remember just leaving gigs. It fucking reek. You couldn't wear the same clothes twice. You had to shower as soon as you got back home. And
oftentimes you didn't realize it until you opened up your bag, right?
Yeah.
You'd open
like,
up your clothes, take your clothes out when you got home, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They just stunk like cigarettes. But cigarettes, if you're a waitress, it's the worst. Like
You're directly in the line of fire with them then.
And you're there all the time. Like in the days when they used to be able to smoke in bars, I bet a lot of chicks a lot of waitresses got cancer from secondhand smoke.
Yeah, I just remember, and the worse the gig, the more the smoke for some reason.
It's just crazy. That wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't.
Wasn't.
I remember when they banned smoke. Must have been around 2000 maybe, 99 maybe at the latest.
Yeah, the weird improvements like
earliest,
that happened that are pretty goddamn significant at the time. People are protesting like, we want to smoke in bars. We know what we want. There was, I remember people complaining, saying that pool halls were going to go out of business because they wouldn't allow people to smoke in them anymore. People had to stand outside to smoke, and in the old days, everybody smoked indoors. It's a fucking weird, gross habit.
On planes. Remember that?
You know Fitzsimmons, right?
Yeah.
Fitzsimmons' parents were chain smokers when he was a kid, and they lived in Boston, so it's in the winter, and the windows are closed, locked down, and they are smoking in the house, chain smoking with the kids. Greg gets asthma. He's got asthma from this. They'd be in the car going on a road trip, smoking in the car, windows.
My friend's father smoked. He would do that shit in the car. Wintertime, wouldn't roll down the window. Fuck it, it's too cold.
Make everybody breathe your smoke. Is there any habit like that where you force the consequences of your habit on other people?
Maybe alcoholism.
Imagine if you dated someone and they farted on you so much, your clothes smelled like farts. You'd be like, God, she just keeps farting. She's always farting on me.
I like that we blamed it on her.
Well, I'm saying if you dated someone. I mean, I'm assuming you're not dating any dudes.
No, not anymore.
But if you were dating a dude and that dude just farted all over you, you come home, you're like, Mike, we can't fuck anymore.
Mike.
Every time I take my clothes out of the bag, I smell farts. I bring it home. People go, was somebody farting on you? Yeah, Mike was farting all over me.
I'm surprised my lady doesn't smell like farts. I rip on her all night while we're sleeping.
He's addicted to farts.
And on her leg, too. She doesn't even flinch. She's like, hey,
boy. She
alive.
doesn't flinch when you fart on her?
Oh, she's like, you're alive, huh?
Wow, you just fart on her?
Well, it's not like I'm trying to. It's just
Do you guys talk about it? Does it come up?
She kind of giggles about it. So
wow, she's a trooper.
She is a trooper. Thug life.
Yeah. That's not good, farting on people. But it's essentially what people were doing with cigarette smokes, right? It was just getting in your clothes and you were smelling like cigarette smoke. You were making people smell like what you were into.
Yeah, and whatever disease you were susceptible to, so are you now.
Yeah, it doesn't smell as bad as a fart, but it's
as obnoxious.
It's in the neighborhood, right? It's like a hard left from a fart, but it's still gross. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
But it doesn't smell like shit, right?
No, a fart is, as George Carlin said, shit without the mess.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Let's end it on that. That's the perfect way to end this thing. Powerful George Carlin from Beyond the Grave gets the best line of the show.
Hilarious.
Powerful, powerful Russell Peters. Thank you very much for coming in here, dude. It was fun.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate it. And Indian food. We're going to make it happen, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The real deal?
Real deal.
Okay.
You just let me know.
Garlic naan bread? Is that the real deal or is that American bullshit?
That's North Indian. You need to make that right. Otherwise, otherwise you're getting the North American one.
Okay.
You need a special oven for that.
This podcast is over. See you next week, fuckers.
Well, we did what we could with